What?
1,500.
How the hell, dude? Yeah.
But
okay. Here, put in the chat.
I'm just totally like.
We're gonna.
How the hell, dude?
Yeah. 1,500.
Here, put in the chat.
I'm just totally like.
That just came up.
Yeah.
What did we do?
So are we live now?
It's good now.
Okay, let's turn that down.
Well, I'm
Bam!
glad that's
I don't know.
There we go.
I did
it
not.
wasn't on.
No, it is now. That's fine.
I didn't know. I
care.
like.
It's
I don't even know what that glitch was. You guys just missed
I just
all
put
of
it
the
out there.
secrets of life.
I know. Just
No.
put it out to the
Okay.
world.
We're sporting out to the world that I've
Yeah.
got low T right now.
Yeah.
So
And
Who
I
doesn't? It's in the food.
Then-
this guy.
Then I'm over here going, oh, I'm really high. Now the whole world knows. No, anyway.
Okay,
So,
we're back. Thank you for everybody for being patient with us there. We had to get that fixed and for letting us know there. All right, I did a big fancy intro. Man,
It
we
was
can't
awesome.
reenact that intro.
It was great. Is the eggs in there?
They saw the eggs. They just didn't hear the eggs.
I can't believe I got the eggs. I'm excited about my eggs.
Ah,
brother.
I am
You're the
too.
best, dude.
I'm gonna go home and
He's
cook.
gotta
I'm
be-
gonna eat them in the morning.
Chuck's easy to get stuff for Christmas.
Oh,
I can, you know, he's
4
just,
eggs.
He's just one of these guys who's just like, thank you, man, no matter what it is.
Doesn't matter. Hey, my mom, my parents just totally hammered on me when I was younger. Like, listen, it's about the thought. I
Yeah,
was like,
mine
okay.
too.
Wish my kids would be that way. You buy them a car, like, thanks. You'll get no reaction. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They've all grown up soft. We've all like done too well, like making sure our kids had the things that we didn't have. Okay, I got rapid fire questions. We've got Chuck Young. I will say this: who's in studio? Chuck Young, the Destroyer, professional arm wrestler, and just all around good guy. I already kind of went all through this and nobody heard any of it, but he's a business owner, just an entrepreneur. He's a husband, a father. And honestly, you're pretty like a devout Christian.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And which I think is great. And you're like because you're like this big scary dude, you know?
I'm definitely not scary, but Christian I am. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
I love
No,
it.
I've seen how intense you are at arm wrestling
Oh,
matches.
that's a different story.
That's what I mean. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like that. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
this guy just comes across as an animal. But anyway, so I appreciate you being in studio, making the drive over tonight.
Love
And it's our second podcast. We've done one in the past with you here. And so, yeah. I have some rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Okay. What I mean by that is, all right. All right. Answer these in like 5 seconds or,
Okay.
less
Yeah,
type,
don't
type
think-
questions. Okay.
Don't think. Let's
Don't
rock.
think about
All right.
These better be
'cause-
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
they'll okay. Well, yeah, they're good. Have you ever been to a Diddy party?
Oh my God, no.
Well, you never
Jesus.
know. All these pro athletes.
No,
I mean,
no.
that.
Screw Diddy, man, and all that whole crowd.
Okay, just
It's
one.
horrible. Keep going.
Okay, everybody they wanted to know. Okay, what is your go-to pump up song before a match?
God. Well, my last one was
When you got to get there mentally, man, where do you go?
I don't know. It's just like everything, like I don't know, rock, anything, everything.
All right.
I'm down with anything, pretty much.
All right. So you don't have like a go-to that
Well,
you just
I
go.
had one, but I can't even think of the name. I just had a super match too, and it was awesome. It was so killer.
Did you have earbuds in and you were
No,
rocking to it?
they were just jamming it. It was
I-
so awesome.
Most of the time you're there and they're just jamming some good stuff anyway.
Yeah, I love it. I mean,
Okay.
and my last super match was really good.
All right. What's
wish I
your? I know you're doing the carnivore. We just talked about that,
Yeah.
and nobody heard it because we had no sound.
I'm doing it right now.
Do you
I'm
have
7 days in.
what's your favorite cheat meal after a big win? Do you have a cheat?
I'm not cheating right now, but my wife's cooking. Honestly, she could just. My wife, she's amazing. She just comes. I mean, she cooks everything, so it doesn't matter. So that's kind of an argument. It's not an argument, but she always makes something great. I'm like, great. I'm trying to stay on the diet.
Right.
Or my father and mother-in-law will come in with a big rack of donuts, and I'm like, dude, I can't eat this. And it's maple bars or something.
Yeah.
Can't do it. But I'm staying strong now.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. If you weren't arm wrestling, what sport would you be dominating?
I wish if I could start all over again, I'd be a UFC fighter, 110%.
Ah.
100. If I wish I could just start my life over, I'd be UFC, just like, hey, $1 million, go kill him. I would just love that. That would just, I'm being real. I wish I could do that.
I can see that.
If I started over, I'd just be UFC 100%.
I could totally see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're on death row, what's
Mm.
your last meal?
Probably a big old steak, and then I'd probably eat a cinnamon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
big cinnamon roll. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But death row, man, you're really pushing it right here. No, that's not legal. I'm just not going on death row.
Yeah. I was just,
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. You're not originally from Montana, correct?
Correct.
All right. I don't mean to out you. I'm not
No,
originally
you're good.
from Montana either.
You're good.
I am. I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah. Right. Some people, they're like, "Oh, don't out me." But
Yeah.
okay. But what is the most Montana thing you've done? What's been your
I just love hunting. I'm addicted to hunting and guns, and that's about it.
that's a quick, easy way to fit in around here.
Hunting. I just love hunting.
Right
The
on.
adrenaline rush. I just love it.
Bow hunting, rifle hunting.
Both.
Yes.
Bow was my first year this year.
Yeah. And
I mean, love it. Didn't get anything, but I was ready.
Yeah.
But adrenaline was going.
Isn't it though? It's awesome.
If you could go back to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
It's time to get sober. I sobered up when I was 27. So when I was really young, I was really crazy. I got in a lot of trouble. I know it's hard to believe, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good one. All right. Okay. If you could be given like a superhero power, what power would you want? What's your power?
It would be the most strength in the world. So it would be strength.
That one's too easy.
Well, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. No, that's okay. All right. What's the strangest place you've ever arm wrestled someone?
Strangest place?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
only
people challenge you just out in the middle of nowhere when they find out that you're arm wrestling.
People, back in the day, that's how I used to hustle my money. So that's what I would do. It's just bet of money that they can't move my arm.
So where's the funniest kind of weirdest place you've arm wrestled?
It really was bars. It
Yeah.
was just bars. It was like places like that. That's the truth. Or a restaurant, restaurants,
All right.
anywhere.
Okay. We already saw that. What's the one food you'd eat every day? We know it's steak. Who's the loudest person in your family? Your immediate family?
Who's the loudest?
Yeah.
It would be me.
Really?
I'm the loudest.
Okay. I was wondering if you had any kids that
Oh,
were
my
trying to
kids.
outdo
Well,
you.
no, my kids are loud too. They're great though, but yeah, they're
Yeah?
loud. I
Okay.
got girls. I have 4 girls and a couple teenagers.
Really? You got
I got older
son.
girls too. My son's 19. I got another daughter that's 16, another daughter that's 19, and I got a 10 and 11-year-old.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So you're
big
almost
family.
just a girl dad. I'm a straight girl dad. I have no boys. I got 3 girls.
So girls are how old?
18. Well, one turns 18 in about 3 weeks.
So you know everything.
And then I've got
So you know what
So
I'm
you
doing?
know
Yeah.
everything.
So you know girls are way harder than boys.
Dude, they are tough.
No, girls are brutal.
They're tough.
I love my girls, but they're brutal.
a 14-year-old, and then I got a 7. My baby.
So you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't even go there.
What's your favorite way to unwind after a match?
Just chilling with my wife. She's the only one that just can really calm me down, you know.
Codependent.
Whatever you call
I'm
it.
just
Yeah,
kidding
no, I
you,
mean,
man.
Hey, it's
I'm just kidding you.
I know.
No, nothing but love and respect, man.
Just-
That's my answer too.
My wife would be, she can calm me down and she could rouse me up too.
No,
so.
and I'm just joking on that. You guys didn't hear the opening joke at the beginning because one time, it's just a funny story. I was at this match with Chuck, and Chuck is like, "Hey man, do you guys want to go? Like you guys should stay or do something with us." So I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll check with April." And he just, without missing a beat, he just goes, "Yeah, codependent." And I was like, I mean, I just,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. It was just funny because he didn't miss a beat. He's so funny, like spontaneously like this, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, codependent." And I was just like, so I go back and I go, "Chuck just called me codependent because I was going to ask," and she just laughed, And then so that's been kind of a funny little inside joke. And each time I got to run something by her, I'm like, "Chuck was right." I'm like, "Look at this, Chuck was right," and she's just like, "Stop it." And anyway, so that's our little inside joke.
I love it.
Okay, so I was waiting to drop that on you. Okay, let's see here. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day.
God, it's difficult. It would be Jesus. If I could swap a day, I'd swap a day with Jesus. That's what I'd do. Nobody else. I think that would be cool. That would
He
be
just has
it.
all the answers.
Well, that would be it. I mean,
You're ready to do like Miss America.
I don't really need to jump in anybody else's shoes because it's all. I mean,
totally.
It's horrible.
Ah, good answer. Look at you, man. See, you're good at this. We should do this all the time. Okay, because you surprised me. I wasn't going to say that. Jeez. Okay. Let's see here. I got lost. What's the most extreme thing you've done to psych out your opponent?
Oh, so I do that a lot. So I was sponsored by Clinch mouth guards, and I'd always wear these mouth guards with crazy, like shark teeth, just crazy. And when I first got into arm wrestling, I didn't know the camaraderie because everyone's so awesome. You know, it's such a family. It's amazing now. But when I first got into it, you know, I'd be going up to guys like I'm going to kill him and stuff. And I'd have this, and I'm staring them down. I want to just rip their arms off and everything. Guys have came up to me afterwards like, dude, man, it was just, you scared the crap out of me when you came up to me. I was like, dude, you're just freaking me out. Yeah. So that's the way it is.
That's fine. I remember that mouth guard.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those videos, and that thing was great. I loved it.
I wish I get another one. I'm going to get another one. Yeah.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
No.
What about you?
What?
Yes or no?
I'm a pineapple guy.
Really?
Yeah, not on pizza. I love pineapple, but not on pizza.
I love cold pineapple. I love that, but not on pizza. And I have issues with pizza too, because Blaze Pizza, I think, is like probably my favorite pizza because I build my own. So I make the bombest, the best of the best. And then they end up closing.
What?
Oh,
dude, they're closed now.
Oh, wow.
And my buddy, Robert Baxter, I
think I met the guy that owned Blaze Pizza. I met him somewhere.
In Billings.
Yeah.
But one of my best buddies, Robert Baxter, he owns a whole bunch of Blaze Pizzas all over the United States. He's a stud, big time arm wrestler.
Wow. Okay. Would you rather fight a bear or a bull? Your family is right there. Where would you rather fight a bear or a bull with your bare hands? Which one?
Fight a bear
or a bull. Your family's about to get just demolished by one or the other. Which one would you rather fight?
With a bow?
No, with your bare hands.
With my bare hands?
Which one are you going to take on?
I'd take on a bull. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take on a bull, not a bear. A bear is going to just destroy me, dude. It's over with. A bear that would suck.
That would suck.
But I have a gun always, but a little 9's going to be not legal either.
That's probably going to just piss a bear off.
That's what I'm saying.
But
if I had my 10, he'd be done.
But
then I probably
gun wasn't an option.
Why would you get arrested?
Well, if it was a grizzly.
Yeah, but if it's
your family.
attacking you or your family, you're good.
So I'm good if I pull my 10, I shoot it, then I could just deploy my bear mace and I'm still legal?
Probably.
Okay, good.
I'm not a fish cop though.
I know. Hey, I got a buddy in Laurel that is.
Do you?
Yeah, I gotta ask him a lot of questions.
Do they like it when you call them a fish cop?
I don't know.
That's funny.
All my hunting buddies, that's what they say.
Yeah,
fish cops.
Oh, that's funny. Why is that the first time I've heard that?
Fish, wildlife, and parks.
Yeah.
There's no reason to say all that.
Yeah.
Or FWP. You just say fish cop.
Fish cop.
I don't know.
Fish
That's
cop.
funny. Okay.
You made my day. So
all right.
Good.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Dogs. 100%. We have cats too, but not for long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to make the choice. You could only live with one.
It'd be a dog.
All right. Are you a strength or strategy?
Well, I'm old school, so I'm going strength, but it's strategy too.
All right.
I mean, are we talking arm wrestling or
we'll come back to that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tricky question.
Just yeah. Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Yeah. How about when you were younger though? We already heard you were a little bit of a partier.
Oh, it was an all-nighter.
Okay. We all just like get older and we slow down and like now it's just like, do you want to even go anywhere? Jeez, I'm ready to stay home all the time.
Right.
Man.
We're getting older.
I'm telling you what, man.
I'm in denial though.
Yeah, man. Stay in denial.
It's like, how you doing? Couldn't be better.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. So big party or small gathering?
I love big parties.
You're a people person.
I love big parties.
The crowd.
I love crowds. I love it.
That's interesting. City life or country life?
100% country. Don't know. Not saying I wasn't in the city and it's good to go do the spotlight, go Vegas, do all that. That's fun. But yeah, no, country. I love country.
Me too. Money or fame?
I have to say money, but I want to say fame, but that's a hard one. I'm always chasing the money.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Which sucks.
Yeah.
The grind.
Yeah.
For what? I don't know. It's just horrible.
Risk it all or play it safe?
Oh, risk it all, baby.
Nice.
No, I'm a risk it all.
Really?
I roll everything.
Man,
I roll it all.
Yeah.
The whole way.
That's kind of
It's not a good thing though, because when I talk to my buddies that have stupid money, you know, they're like, Chuck, you need to be kind of conservative. And I'm not.
What's your wife's position on that? Does she just roll with you on that, or
no,
is she?
No, she's the boss, but she's the one that can control me. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm out of control, and she's always trying to control me, but she can do it.
Yeah.
She's powerful. She's amazing.
Yeah, I got more questions about that.
Go ahead.
We'll get there.
My wife's badass.
Okay, how about well, that's kind of a dumb one, and that's a kind of a dumb one. Okay, call or text?
I'm a call. I hate texting like chicks. It's horrible. I mean, I just say I'll text and then say, "Can you just call me?"
Yeah,
I like to just talk.
I see that. Yeah, you've sent me those. Dude, call me.
Just call me.
Yeah,
I don't like to text because you can't understand it and it just sounds just wrong.
I hear you.
Okay.
Comedy or action?
I'm down for both. I love to laugh and I love action. I love them both.
I think I already know the answer to this. Solo find yourself trip or family vacation?
I just want to get away with my wife.
You always he's taking the safe answers there.
I'm just being
smart.
I'm being smart. I'm being real.
Smart.
I mean, a kids vacation does sound. No, it'd be the wife.
Kids vacations with kids really aren't vacations.
I know. But you know what? I want to do some big trips with my family. We're going to do a whole bunch of camping, and this next year, I just want to take all of them camping nonstop and shooting. My girls, I'm going to get them all shooting guns.
Yeah, we started doing that for Christmas presents a few years ago. Instead of buying presents, we go on a big trip somewhere. We've gone to the ocean a couple of times. We've gone to cruise.
I'm thinking
we've gone to Canada and watched hockey.
I think we're going to probably end up. I would love to do that. I should talk to my wife about that. That's a smart idea.
Because the kids, like, my older ones, whatever they want is so damn expensive anyway. But the younger one, she plays with the toy for 3 days and then she forgets about it. But like, she still talks about when we were in Rotan, Honduras, and she was like 5.
So you're traveling?
Yeah, we just travel for Christmas presents now.
Oh, I'm going to talk to my wife about that tonight. It's a done deal.
It's been great for us.
And when you're out there, I'm talking. My kids are watching this. We're going on vacation.
Thanks to Cole over there.
Yeah.
Guys, jacking up my rapid fire questions.
Sorry.
Hey,
planning out the rest of your life together.
I'm trying to get my life together. Go ahead. Keep hitting me.
Okay. Fix it yourself or hire someone?
Oh, hire. I don't even change my oil.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that deal.
Were you ever a fix it yourself guy?
No. And I never will be.
Okay.
I'm just not. I'm just not. I mean, I stay in my lane and I do what I'm good at, and then I work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And I have the best crew. So my crew is, when I was going through I went through Job Corps learning, and my trainer came into me, he goes, Charlie, you need to work smarter, not harder. And you know what? Just you need to stay in your lane and have everybody do everything for you that you don't do. And I've lived that way my whole life.
Smart advice.
I'm not a mechanic.
Once you realize what time is worth,
well,
you're kind of like,
there's no way I can do it. I can't put puzzles together. I can't do anything. I'm being honest with you. I just can't do it. I get frustrated. I have no patience. I know it's hard to believe.
I think I can believe that. I've had a few phone calls with you where I've gotten off and I'm like, wow, dude, I am pumped up. I don't know what just happened.
Hey, last time we talked, you're like, I'm getting a sailboat because of Chuck. I love it.
Yeah, I did. I told April, I was like, I talked to Chuck and I'm all pumped. He says we got to do it. Okay. All right. How do you show you care? Words or actions?
It's words.
You're a communicator.
I like to communicate. Yeah.
All right.
But I need to take more action if that one.
Who's the one arm wrestler you'd love to take down?
Well, I've got to pull them all. Not all of them, but I've got to pull some really awesome ones. You know what I mean? Like I arm wrestled Laurel, and I honestly thought I was going to beat him.
Is he about the biggest name out there?
Oh, no, everybody. Yeah, he is. He's one of the
biggest.
I
mean, publicity wise, like.
Well, him and they're everybody now. Levon, all of them.
Yeah.
East versus West is the biggest thing now. That's the biggest. And my buddy, Robert Baxter, I mentioned earlier, he's one of the owners, and they're like booming it. And Michael Todd, all of them are just amazing. They're great guys.
What's considered East versus West?
It's a new competition that's East versus West, and it's East versus West, and not in the United States, but all over the world and everything.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty amazing.
What's the how do you feel about trash talk?
I in general, just like before a fight or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
What's the wildest trash talk you've heard at the table? What is the wildest? What's the edgiest thing you've said?
Oh, I do a lot. Like I'll smack the table. I go crazy. One of the last times in one of my super matches, they had cameras all around me, and I ended up tripping and falling over all of the things. I was so mad. Oh, I was irritated. They had cameras everywhere, and I just ran them all over.
Ah, man, I can see that.
I'm getting better though.
Okay. Let's see here. I had another one I wanted to follow up with there. Okay. I didn't get these all in order like I wanted to. I was working on these and then
You good?
okay. What's the biggest misconception about arm wrestling?
Misconception is just it's just not all strength, it's technique.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of technique and strength, you know what I mean? But when you're at the highest level, I mean, these guys are so orangutan strong, you know, and it's crazy. And then technique and everything. So comes down to strength.
What's the best advice you've ever been given by another arm wrestler?
Train your hands where, you know, you control the hand. Basically, you control the hand, the hand will follow. Basically, that's just.
Do you remember who that was who talked to you? Or was that
Uh,
just a arm wrestling tip in general that people give?
well, Robert Baxter was working with me a lot with the strap and everything, and we were talking a lot. And I got a buddy out there, Kevin Bongard. He's a total stud.
What's the name of the guy with the massive hands?
Kevin's in the room. Kevin's in the chat.
Kevin Bongard?
Yeah.
I love you, Kevin. He's a stud. He's the old time. He's the real deal, the cowboy.
Right on. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for popping in here, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's a stud. I can't see anything, so anyway.
Right. No, it's
all
a little
good.
chat running. What's the name of the guy with the massive hands?
Oh, that's Jeff Dobb.
Okay.
I arm wrestled him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I
right.
looked that guy up after we talked last time,
Mhm.
and I cannot believe the size of that guy's hands.
Check-
Unreal.
Check this out. I'm up there pulling up to pull him, right? His hand comes down to my bottom of my forearm, just like a baseball, as big as a baseball mitt.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, it's the biggest hand. It's just like
What's his name again?
Jeff Dobb.
Jeff Dobb.
He's from Minnesota.
You look up Jeff Dobb.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild.
But his hands, it's not even legal. I mean, it's
Really?
the biggest. You've never even seen a hand that big before. Well, he's got the world's largest hand. That's why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he beatable?
Yeah. But his left, I mean, he's beatable. There's guys that beat him, but it just makes you feel when you first arm wrestle him the first time, you're like grabbing his thumb,
Yeah.
your whole hand on his thumb or whatever. It just
Wow.
doesn't even make sense. You can't even get it. And then you feel uncomfortable. And then he's just got you beat because he's in your head.
Yeah.
It sucked.
He's right there. Did you see that? Him holding a can?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that?
Holy crap.
I think we can bring him
Yeah.
up on screen.
I took him down for a second. I mean, I hit him hard
Yeah.
and then I hit him and then he just peeled me back. But anyway,
Oh, his hands are huge.
look at his hand. I mean, his hands are monstrous. It's his size, his ring is this big. Look up the size of his ring. It's this big. I swear to God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not legal.
Wow. Holy crap. Look at that picture next to that. He's got
Is that and that's showing up there? Okay.
the
Mhm.
hand on top, inside of his
On
hand.
Hey, you could
Nice.
even pull up our match too if you just Google it, YouTube it. It'll come up.
We can. Hopefully we won't start all bogging down.
No, you're good.
But yeah, let's look that up.
Keep going.
Okay. Let's see here. How did you know your wife was the one?
That's a really crazy story. So it's like a hard one to talk about. But It's a big story.
All right, maybe we'll come back to that. It's probably not the one to
But
ask
she's
in,
she's definitely the one. But her and I went through a big thing together, and she lost. I called her ex-husband, her late husband, out to fight him, to arm wrestle him.
Oh, really?
Big time cowboy. His name's Trenton Myers. He's just a stud. Anyway, he's from Wyoming, so it's a big story. But he ended up getting cancer, and then I was there the whole way, all the way to the end with him, and
wow.
Kevin.
That's not
Kevin, my brother, that's online right now too, was with us the whole way. So it was kind of a crazy, horrible deal. But I'll tell you about it. I don't want to get all emotional on the set, start crying, bawling. You know what I mean?
It's happened.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Man.
But she is the one.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
No, I get it. I see that.
Shelby said that dude's ring is like a size 30.
Wow.
That's insane.
I told you. What? And I don't even think that was right. Was that right?
I don't know. I think
It's like-
one of the guys in the chat looked it up. It's size 30.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Okay, let's see here. What do you think is going to be revealed in the JFK files? Who did it? Who do you think did it?
Well, I don't know who did it. I honestly don't know who did it.
You don't look into that stuff?
Not too crazy, not psycho.
Yeah.
But I know it was all inside deal. That was for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can't wait for this stuff to come out.
Well, I want it all to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. No, we don't have to get into that. Never mind.
But you can talk about it.
No, we're
Okay,
rapid firing.
One last one.
Okay.
These didn't end up going.
You better give me the
very
answer,
good rapid
because I'm
fire.
not gonna be able to sleep tonight if you don't tell me.
Okay, should trans women arm wrestlers be allowed to compete against women?
So there was actually one. We actually had one. We have one, but besides all the other trans stuff, I don't think it's right. I just don't think guys should be in women's sports. I just don't. I'm really against it, and I really have issues with men going into women's bathrooms and all of this stuff, and then everything that their whole agenda trying to push on children and just trying to groom them and all these things. That will get me so upset. So it's hard for me to talk about. And you know what I mean?
Hey, I hear you. I actually looked up. I did doing a little research.
Yeah.
I saw this. I don't know, this, whatever you call him. This guy was just. I didn't know. I didn't really get into it and watch it all, but I saw that that's just even happening in arm wrestling. So I was kind of, yeah.
We have one, but she is really nice. And the bad thing is I never knew that she was even, I thought she was just a total biker chick, and I was just like totally cool with her. That's the God's truth. In 2012, I was just hanging out with her all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean? Like at matches, I'd be like,
yeah.
I just thought she was a big biker chick.
Right.
Like real.
Yeah. And being good people
is
separate from the issue.
Oh, totally.
So
totally.
For sure. Okay. I could just keep on going. I have so many questions.
Keep going. Let's roll. I'm having fun.
Okay. You like the rapid fire?
I love everything.
Okay.
I'm excited.
All right. If you have questions hey, there's my wife. There's my the one. Yeah. In the chat there.
Hey, I wish I could see a list of who's all on. You guys got everybody, and I mean, could have massive people out here that I know, and I want to give a big shout out. But it's all good.
You know what? There we go. You can check the chat every now and then.
Okay, good.
There we go. You can, if you can see that far.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
I can't.
I got my glasses on.
Okay. Let's see here. How do you stay humble?
Just realizing that, God's got my back, and I just try to give it all to him and just try to stay as humble as possible and just be cool.
You are a really humble guy, and I see the humility, and it's such a contrast to how you came onto the arm wrestling scene. When I first discovered you, I went and I looked up all the YouTube videos, and I was like, this guy is a character, and there's some great videos. And you came onto the scene hard. You came in hot, and so that was interesting because that's a great video. I'll show you that. I'll share that with you. Oh, here we go. Oh, we might have to turn that volume down. Nope, it's not. No, that is. I recognize those flames. Look. Oh, wait. Is it up there? No. Okay.
It's all good.
That's Chuck.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's like what? You can't pin this arm?
EJ's neostat of the night.
I had no idea what I was getting into. So,
Really?
This
yeah,
has 18 million. No, this one doesn't have that many. Okay. And we're getting we're used to our whole new system here,
that's all good.
working out the kinks.
Yeah, you think I would have Googled it or something like that, and I had
Yeah.
absolutely no idea.
You just went full
No.
sand all in.
I was at a pool tournament, and I just won this pool tournament, and this big monster guy walks by me, and he had an arm wrestling shirt on, and I went up to him. I'm like, "Do you arm wrestle?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Dude," I'll rip your arm off. And he's just like, "Hey, just chill, man. I'm a professional." I said, "I don't care." I mean, we didn't hit it off very well because I'm in this bar. And anyway, I felt bad. So I ended up sitting down for a while. And then I walked back up to him. I'm like, "Listen," I go, "I really love arm wrestling." And he's like, "Oh, I'm more of a strong man now." And he goes, "You want to buy an arm wrestling table?" I go, "Arm wrestling table?" I didn't even know what one was. And then I ended up talking to him. I'm like, "How do I get into it?" I go, "How?" And he goes, "Well, you could probably get a super match." I never even heard what that was. I didn't even know there was an arm wrestling table. He's like, "Yeah, why don't you just get a hold of Bill Collins? He'll get it set up with you." I said, "I'm going to call him next week." And so that's how it started. And then I ended up calling Bill Collins and calling him, and he answered the phone. And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Chuck Young." I go, "I heard you're a promoter big time." And I go, "You could set me up with a super match." And he's like holding the phone out like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm just going crazy at him. He's like, "Yeah, I can. I totally can." But then he blew me off for like a week or 2 weeks. And I was like, "Is he even real?" You know what I mean? I didn't even know. I call him back and I'm like, I go, "Hey, this is Chuck. I mean, you're going to set me up a super match for big money? I mean, we're talking 20 grand here or what, 10 grand? I mean, let's bet some money here." And he was just like, had no idea. And he's like, "You know what? How about I set you up with a 165 pounder, right?" And Luke Kent is... Luke, you're a stud, brother. Anyway, set up a match with me, and I had no idea. Went to this big bar, and Cobra Rhodes and Alan Fisher that were in the movie Over the Top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was their super match. It was their big event. And then here I come, fly in, and and I show up.
And you told him you're bringing money. You're like,
"Oh, I was serious. I was like so serious." And I come in.
you're like, "I'm bringing $20,000. I'll be there next week."
Everybody in the bar was just like in normal clothes, and I didn't even know that the whole entire place was arm wrestlers. So everybody out there that's all watching, it was all you guys laughing at me. I know, no doubt. But yeah, it was pretty amazing. But I ate humble pie. But Luke felt my hand, and he knew, and he slipped out. I couldn't even figure out what was going on because he just slipped out of my hand because he didn't want my hand. And anyway, but
it was a great video. And,
yeah.
And because it shows this promoter guy, he's talking, he's like, "Yeah, so this guy calls me," and he's telling the whole story. And then this guy, Luke, he's sitting there before the match. They're like, "Yeah, they set me up with this guy." And he's just like,
"Yeah."
And everybody's just like, he says he's the best. He'll beat anybody in the world.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, they don't quite know what to say because nobody's seen him yet. Nobody's like, whatever. But I think everybody's probably been humbled in the sport.
Oh.
So everybody's just a little reluctant to just say, "Oh, I'm going to tear this guy apart." But everybody's like, And then Chuck comes in on scene, and he's just fired up and he's pumped. Anyway, it's a great video. It's going to be a great scene in your movie someday, man.
Someday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You mentioned the movie Over the Top.
Yeah.
So my dad went to high school with a buddy that was in that movie.
Really?
He lives in Billings now, Steve Ventling.
Well, Steve's my buddy.
Yeah, my dad and him went to high school together. They hang out. My dad goes over to his house once in a while.
Steve's my buddy.
Oh, yeah.
We go to his what is it? The festival every year he has.
At Steve's house. Yeah, my mom and dad went there.
We go there.
Yeah, my mom and dad were there.
I'm trying to think of the name, but anyway,
what name? Oh, his name.
The name of his party.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So anyway, Steve, I know you're going to be out there. What's up, buddy?
So
yeah,
him and my dad are friends. They went to high school together.
That's so cool. Small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steve's he's so cool.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Okay, so what's one lesson that arm wrestling has taught you in general?
Never give up. And if you're going to be a true champion, you just, no matter what, I'm going to give this quote to Tom Nelson because I loved it. When I arm wrestled Devin Lorette, I went up there and I actually believed that I was going to beat him. And I really did. And I was totally pumped. And I got up there on the table and I mean, he gave me everything in the hand. It felt so great, and I just knew I was gonna fight. I was gonna beat him. Right? He smashed me in 1 second. Just wham! Just flashed me in 1 second. I was like, wow! It was like blew me away. Right? And then Tom Nelson, I know you're out there. He comes flying up to me and goes, Chuck, look at you. He goes, man, you're a champion. You're a champion. He's just like freaking out in this big event place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I go, yeah. I'm just like, I just lost, but I'm sitting there. He's like, yeah, you're a champion. He goes, you know why? Because you actually thought you were going to win. So I don't know.
And he wasn't even probably meaning it as a dig.
No,
No.
he was giving me shit. But
He was.
oh, I love him. Yeah, no,
Oh,
but he was
man.
so great. But if you were there, it was just.
I saw
it was
I did
epic.
see the video. I found it online.
He did beat me quick.
But no, but he also looked like he was cool about it.
Oh, he's a stud.
Because he's like,
He's a
I think
good
he
guy.
says
He
to you,
knows. He
you
knows.
walk up and they're
Yeah.
like, so you're the destroyer, huh?
Yeah.
Chuck is just like giving him the death stare. Anyway,
I actually truly believed in my heart that I was going to, and that's
you
another
got
thing.
to.
Hey, listen,
You got to.
that's about arm wrestling. One thing about everybody out there, no matter what, we always believe when we go to the table we're going to win, no matter what. If there's a guy out there who's like, I don't know, I can't beat him. I'm like, he's a loser. I mean, he's going to lose.
Let's make sure the volume's down on that, and let's play that. Here we go. No, right here, the one on top right now. 57 seconds. If you can put that up on
Well,
screen.
you're just going to now you're going to just embarrass me and watch it. This was a long time ago.
I know, but
What, Devin Lorette just going
Devin
through
Lorette.
me? Oh,
No.
What?
Well, yeah, it is Devin Lorette. We're just talking about this moment.
All right.
I'm
this
showing
one-
off my guy.
Okay.
I got a guy who can look stuff up fast. So you're taking one for the team right
All
here,
right.
just so I can show off we have a guy now.
Just look at everybody. Just watch me lose right there, left-handed.
Look at that young strapping Chuck Young.
Yeah, that's
giving
when
him
I was young.
Man, you were like giving him the death stare.
Oh, I was on it, man. I wanted to kill him.
He's a big dude, though.
Yeah,
Look how
he
tall he
is,
is.
dude.
And you're
No,
a
he
big
is.
dude.
No,
I
but
think
he's,
you're a big dude.
But he's on a whole different level. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it up there on that one. It's kind of like
No, but it's all good.
It's all kind of covered
I've
up
seen
on that
it. I've
monitor.
seen it so many times.
All right, you see it in your
Yeah.
head, right? Okay.
Oh, I got the vision. But I'm coming for you, Devin. Believe that.
Man, you know what?
Devin knows he's gonna be watching this tonight, and you know what? We're gonna have a rematch, buddy. It'll be East versus West. It'll be the Destroyer coming back for
Oh.
you. Yeah, I'm calling you out right now, Devin.
That
I'm
was
just-
quick.
He's a big dude.
Oh, he's a stud.
And I had something I was going to say about that though. Okay. And you know what? These are not young guys. Like you're not
No.
like it's
No.
amazing. What is it about this sport that why is it that how is it that
Oh,
these
it's-
older athletes are able to stick in there? Because when we were up in Great Falls,
Yeah.
there was a guy who
Yeah.
got up there before your match
Mm-hmm.
who was like 75.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat the young guy that went up against him,
Yeah.
who was kind of a new guy.
Jim Wright.
Okay, look at that.
He's
See?
a stud. No,
And
he
was in his 70s.
yeah, he's
Really?
awesome. Yeah, and
Hey,
I'm
and
I'm
the-
an arm wrestle that way until I die.
And that guy was wrestling a guy who looked like he was maybe 30,
Exactly.
maybe 30.
Dang.
And that
And he's
guy,
been
he-
arm wrestling.
and that
forever.
young guy was not some schlub.
Mm-mm. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's
So
so
how-
awesome.
how
he's
is
like
that?
he's like our coach. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
he's
Is he the blonde bear?
he totally is the blonde bear.
We got him. Pull up that photo right there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so awesome. So he's always down at the gym down there with, our crew and training all the guys and giving, he's the real deal. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's incredible.
He's
well,
awesome.
it's interesting to me. I guess I wanted to ask you about that how is it that I don't know, what is it about the sport that allows you to just in most sports you get to a certain age and you fall out? How is it that these older guys, like even Devin, he's out there, I mean, he's not a young guy anymore.
He's 41. He's looking pretty rough, but he's a stud.
I think he looks older than 41.
I know. So I'm just said. Or is he how old is he? I think he's like 40 something.
I don't know how old he is, but
He's younger than me.
but he's still out there doing it.
Oh,
and
he's a beast. No,
Yeah.
he's the best. Him and Michael, all the guys, everybody.
he's 49.
49. Well, so he's almost 50.
Yeah.
Devin, you're right behind me, buddy.
I was going to say, I thought he looked older than 40.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I didn't think he looked that old, but
He's a stud.
this is not an age
No,
that normally in a sport.
it's old man strength, you guys.
Yeah.
Listen, it's old man strength. That's the straight up truth. And then when you get old, you got major issues in your head because you're gonna have some young guy, some punk kid, freaking beat you.
Yeah.
And it happens, which is really harsh too. You know what I mean? You got these young guys coming in, and anyway, I'm still coming for you, young guys. Anyway.
Yeah, that's so true though. I'm relating with you. Like as you get older, there's something else. It's not only what is in your head, but it's also a confidence thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe like a lack of care. Because like there's things that like I couldn't have done when I was younger, and now I'm an older guy. But it's kind of part of it as I can probably do it because I don't care so much anymore.
Right.
And I like it's a confidence thing.
Right.
I find that confidence is a major percentage of everything.
My confidence level is like way up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I don't think you've ever struggled with the confidence game.
Nope. And then there's things like that I won't do. Like when I first sobered up, I went skydiving like 3 times, and that was the dumbest thing I ever did in my life. You know what I mean?
What?
So, yeah, it wasn't legal. I think the first time, like I thought I was really gonna fly. For some reason, I was thinking that there's no flight involved. I just straight dropped out of the sky, just and I bicycled like the first time. So embarrassing. But as soon as I got into the chute, I was a badass. I was just like loving the chute. Like, give me in a chute, and I'm down.
Yeah.
But it's the dying on the flying down wasn't cool. And I never got to that true. You are flying. I never got to that stage. I might have passed that. See people on the road. I had to have, because when I had the speakerphone, the little walkie-talkie here, I know I was cussing and freaking out. And then I come to, and I heard the guy down below just laughing. I was like, whoa, 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 because I was in my chute. Finally, I was cool. But
how old were you?
27 the first time, 27, 28, 29.
My brother is like 61, 62, and he just went for the first time a couple weeks ago.
What did he think?
He was just like, he goes, man, I just decided I'm going to go do this. He called me. He was like, I'm like, who'd you do it with? He's like, no one. I just did it by myself. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, he's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's never something I've been interested in. It's not something I've looked forward to. I just had to go try it. And he's like, so I called these guys and I did it. I showed up, and he goes, and I go into this hangar, and there's just junk everywhere. There's like this shop of theirs is just a wreck. And I was thinking to myself, what am I getting into? Are they paying attention to detail here?
Right.
Like he was all stressed out. And he goes, and the guy's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, yeah, I'm here for, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, I was fine. Let me clear a spot, man. Have a seat, man. We're just waiting on the pilot. And he's like, I'm sitting there in this place. I'm like looking around, and like the pilot shows up, and he looks like this young kid, and he looks like he's not even 20 years old, and he's the pilot. And they're like, all right, man, you ready to go? And he's like, yeah. So anyway, he's like, I got up there, and he goes, it was hard to go out the door. And so he did it, but he said it was super hard to go out the door. And he's like, I'm glad I didn't have a camera on my face.
Oh,
because he says it was probably bad all the way down.
Do you skydive a lot?
No, I've never done it. I want to.
Okay, well, saying that right.
List.
Okay, even having it on your list, you're saying that right now. The flight in the airplane, I was just like, top of the class, rolling around on the little rollers. And I get in the plane, I'm just like, this is awesome. Get up there and start flying. Then you start getting up to how high it really, really is. And then the door opens, and then you like realize that, holy shit, I gotta jump out of this thing. I mean, that's when your brain kind of
starts to set in.
Oh, it more than sets in. I mean, it really sets in. Yeah.
Do you think you could do it now?
Well, we were just talking about it last week. I was talking with a buddy, and they were saying, well, actually, some friends from church, they skydive all the time. They got massive flights, or whatever you call it. You know what I mean? But she said you just never felt that full velocity. So if you felt that full velocity, you'd be fine. So I should do it again, but I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
There was a phase. I went through a phase where I was considering it. I looked it up in Laurel, and I was like, hey, you know what? Yeah. I can do this over here in Laurel. I did, I don't know. I kind of got out of all that. I have another brother, though. He has like 60 plus jumps.
You know what's cool?
I've never done it.
Indoor skydiving in Las Vegas. Do that.
In the wind tunnel.
awesome. Now that I like because I knew I wasn't going to die and I felt like a total stud in there. It was just like, yeah. And then the instructor's like, yeah, as soon as you start feeling comfortable, you're going to wipe out. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm totally just doing it perfect. Right. And then I went whoo, real fast and I wiped out. And he goes, I told you.
Is it because you relaxed something in your technique?
I don't know what it was. I don't know how I did it, but boy,
Wow.
it shot me to the ceiling in about 1 second.
Wow.
Freaked me out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'll
Do it in Las Vegas, and you'll know you'll live.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to me, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, there's that chance.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't
There's
know.
that element.
Are you going to do it?
Yes, I'm going to do it one of these days.
I want to go tandem next, but I think my problem right now is I'm too heavy.
So you weren't tandem the first time?
No,
that's why
I did the static line. That was like, you had to do so many static lines to finally do it.
Mhm.
And I chose that. And, you know, now I think I don't know if I'm too heavy.
Yeah.
To do it.
I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I don't know. If you go tandem with somebody,
Yeah,
I'm going to have to be on with some little dude or something.
I would too.
Huh?
I would too.
I'd like to see that.
A little dude? No,
Yeah,
that's not good. This is not
picture,
good. That's
yeah.
not a good picture. But you got this little guy midget, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm gonna choke you out if you don't get me down on the ground.
Oh my gosh, I would watch that video.
See, that doesn't bother me. That you know,
You got to pay the extra bucks to have the
I
cameraman.
Yeah, I want to skydive really bad. I want to go in a cage and scuba with great whites. I think that would
Dude,
be
ditch the
That is
cage.
such a rush.
Well, if I could ditch the cage, yes.
I'm just kidding.
But
No.
I want to go in with great whites
In
and
Australia.
man. Yeah.
In
Dude,
Australia.
That's intense.
Have you done it?
I scuba dived. I've never done that. Now,
Yeah.
scuba diving itself, when I got certified, I was
Mhm.
young. It was such a rush, man. It was so awesome. But
Yeah.
you're in the when you're in the swimming pool, you think you're like the best in the world. You're like, this is no problem. I got this. And then they take you out on your first open water dive and you start going down. You can't see anything. You're just like sucking air like no other. Like, and then you come up about 10 feet, pull off your mask. You're like, holy shit. And you're just like dying. He's like, you're going to be fine. Relax. All you got to do is breathe. Just chill. I'm like, okay, fine. Get back, go to the second time and finally start doing it.
Yeah.
But you breathe like, you heavily like under there until
Wow.
you finally can calm down and chill out. Once you can calm down and chill out, it's totally killer.
Yeah. I've snorkeled a few times when we've been in the ocean, and the first time was like that.
Yeah.
Breathing hard, but like after 20 minutes,
Then you got,
I was
used to
like, this is awesome. And I'm going down, checking
Yeah.
things out and getting down by the coral. I love the water like that. And I've talked to Ron. We've had Ron on the podcast and talked about getting our scuba stuff in Billings as sort of we can, and then do an open dive and then going out in the ocean. I think it'd be so much fun.
I got a good buddy there in Billings, Shane Weinreich. You know,
I know Shane.
so Shane's
who
the
he is.
dude.
Yeah.
He's the guy. And
Okay.
Shane used to arm wrestle too.
Really?
Yeah. He's a stud. I want to go scuba diving with him. I want to get hooked up with him.
Yeah,
that
because he's
way.
part of US Dive, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he's like
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
I
like,
forget that there's a
He
dive
does
shop over
rescue.
there.
He does rescue.
Yeah, he does-
He
he
just
does
did a
search and
rescue.
rescue.
He does
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
No, he's a stud.
April and I, we've been talking about doing that, getting certified.
I would
Shane's
assume
the
it would
guy.
be smart for you guys.
Oh,
to do so.
100%.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, 100%.
As soon as you get the sailboat, I'm so excited for you, dude. I'm gonna be pumped. Going scuba diving, just living the life.
Be like,
Whatever.
where are you at?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm scuba diving. Where are you? In the Philippines. Cool.
I know.
We got to get there first, but yeah,
You're going there.
we're going there.
It'll
Just
happen.
set the just
Yeah.
make it happen.
We're trying, man. We're
Okay,
trying.
push play. Keep going.
No, we are. We're gonna do it. Okay. You know what? All right. Now my list doesn't make too much sense, but I'm gonna pick out a few things here and there because I totally lost where I was at with things. Okay.
I'm
There
happy
was
Trump's
one.
in.
Okay. You are?
Oh God, I'm so happy.
Hasn't it been like Christmas every morning?
It's the most amazing thing ever. And I love the fact that we're just getting shit done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every day, just getting
Every
stuff
day.
done. Every day, just getting massive stuff done.
Execution.
Hey, I got to go to when Trump was here in Montana.
Uh-huh.
I'm up there. Me and my buddies were there 5 or 4:30
When
in the
he was in
morning.
Bozeman
Yeah.
campaigning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so killer. I was like 4:30 in the morning. I was first in line, like first or second in line. I was just like, we were 5th row back, right in the center.
Wow.
It was epic,
That's
epic.
crazy.
And when he
I was
pardoned,
out of town that
and I'm
weekend.
hanging out with this guy. We were hanging out with this guy the whole time, talking the whole time. He was totally cool. He's the guy that was sitting right over beside me on the left that he pardoned. Hey,
Really?
that's you in the cowboy. He's in the cowboy hat. He goes, yeah, right there. Can you stand up? Pardon him right there in front of everybody. It was sick. It was so awesome.
What did he pardon? What
I don't know what
was the issue?
I don't know what the issue was. He didn't bring it up,
Wow.
but it was pretty cool.
I was out of town.
Yeah,
that
I love
weekend.
him.
Yeah. I'm down with everything he's doing. I think outside of the alternative, we had no choice, and I'm happy with everything the Trump administration is doing. I'm not sold on the whole tariff thing yet.
No,
I don't think the tariff war is a good idea.
I think
I do.
Jacking. I don't. I think it's messing with our economy, and in the long term, yeah. But Americans don't look long term. They want now, and right now, I mean, the Dow's dropped what 500, 600 points. Stuff's not dropping as quick as they want at the till, at the grocery store, and I think short term, this tariff war is going to jack with the economy. Now, all the other good stuff Trump is doing isn't going to mean diddly squat if the economy doesn't pick up like that. And it has nothing to do with Trump, the administration itself, but that's how the American people look. You look at the polls, what's the number one thing right now that they're worried about? Immigration's already getting handled. Nobody cares anymore. Trump's nailing immigration. Trump's taking care of the America First issue as far as what we're doing in foreign countries. Okay. Americans don't really care about that right now. What are they caring about now? Economy. And so this tariff thing, and people aren't going to look long term. People are looking for now. And right now, tariff stuff isn't going to jumpstart the economy like it's
but the one positive. Sorry,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, the one positive about it is he's not running for re-election. So he's,
I know.
So,
but we have 4 years,
right?
And we got to keep the House and the Senate in the midterm.
Correct.
Or else having Trump in there for the next 2 years after, that's not going to mean diddly.
So I won't claim to know anything really deep about how the economy works, but I did see somebody break it down the other day that he's like, what Trump is doing here is he needs the stock market to go down 20%. He needs people to bail and go into treasury bonds. And when they go into treasury bonds, because they're more stable, he says, then it's going to drive interest rates down. That's what it's going to take to get interest rates down. He's like, this is a move he's making to put money in poor people's hands. This is not a move for the rich people. This is how you bring down the cost of living. You're going to see inflation drop. You're going to see all these things drop. By him doing this, he's forcing the stock market to go down more. People are going to panic. All the rich people are going to get their money out and go put it into something else. Then it's going to come back. And that's going to be a move that affects all of us, which is, our groceries, all the cost of living type of stuff. Anyway, he explained this whole thing and it made a lot of sense. But the other thing about those tariffs that I don't claim to know, I'm not saying I'm in the right on this, but I feel that, the thing that he's doing more or less is I think it's happening quicker than long term. So they just came out with I was watching a whole bunch of videos right now on a bunch of financial stuff that just came out. Everything was well more positive than what they were thinking of inflation, just a bunch of other numbers, all these percentages that they were predicting with these numbers that were going to come out. Even CNBC was sitting here raving about like, wow, this is like way better numbers than what we were anticipating. So I don't know that it's going to take that long. I think it is going to be an uncomfortable thing. And I think the problem is that we have got such a bad economy that has been built on crap that it's going to have to go through a little pain to correct this, to fix this regardless. I don't think we can go through it without some pain, but I don't think it's going to be as long-term. The way they're cutting and slashing too, the way their Doge is going hard. I don't know. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I just don't have as negative an outlook.
Wasn't he trying to do it equal though? Hey, if you charge us this, I'm going to charge you the same.
He's trying.
Are we trying to do the same?
No, he is. It's because
unilateral.
It's because we've already been getting the shaft for years. Like forever. Germany, you can't. American cars are not in Germany, but German cars are all over the place here. So they've been sticking it to us for years. So now he's telling them, hey, you know what? You can't just send your cars here for free anymore. And until we can send our cars there. Yeah. And so he's just starting to play hardball with the things that they've been getting over on us on. And so that I think is why he's not going above and beyond. I don't think he's just sticking at people to stick it to them.
Except the French and a 500% tariff on wine.
Well, French Canadians, they probably deserve it. They've been sticking it to us for years.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a wine collector?
No.
Collector? No,
not at all. No. I know that a lot of people are like, well, we're wine drinkers and we're just appalled that we can't get the good wine anymore. We're going to have to buy it from California or something like that. I'm like, ouch.
That would suck. I just feel like he's trying to play hardball for things to work out real quick. And he's putting it out here and they're like, oh, wait a minute.
He's making everybody panic as a negotiation.
And I feel like he does that so strong because he's such a businessman. And I love the fact that I agree with you that it sucks about all the tariffs because I mean we're getting all of our products out of Canada, all this stuff. I'm trying to sell a couple things, you know, concrete pumps, and that's going to be issues too. And I get that, but I feel like in time we're gonna win.
Oh, I know we are,
and we're gonna get the best deal. And he's the one that's got it. I mean, he's got our back. I think.
Yeah, I think there's levels to this that I don't even understand or grasp, but I think he is. I think you're right. I think he comes out hot and strong as a negotiation tactic, gets them all freaked out. I love that guy up in Canada, that Ford guy who was just like, well, we're going to go ahead and shut their power off. You know, he was talking like that. Then he's like, well, we're just going to jack up and do 25% tariff. And he was being obnoxious. And he's like, we're giving them a 25% tariff on their power. The power is going to go up down there because we take care of all these northern states and yada, yada. So Trump was like, okay, we're going up to 50 on their steel. And like within the day, he's like, well, this is about a give and take, and we're going to hold off on a while on our 25% on their power. And I'm actually going to go down. We're going to go meet with them down there. And he was, because he'd been obnoxious for weeks. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, this guy was like, so he got a phone call and somebody told him, dude, you knock this crap off. And it's just, and so anyway, it's like he knows what levers to pull on these guys. So you could be right. It could be a longer more painful process. I'm hoping it isn't going to be so far. It's every time it looks like it's going to get ugly though. Boy, they turn around quick. How about the guy in Colombia? Hey, why not? You're not sending these people back down. You know, I'm not taking those people. They said they would take them, but then he was mad that they were on a military plane. And so they were like, okay, he's on the golf course and puts out a truth on Truth Social saying, okay, as of right now, they lose this status. They're going to be under more scrutiny at customs. You know, he lays down the law and all this stuff about Colombia. And within an hour, that guy's like, oh, I'll send the presidential plane to pick up our people. You know, like he came around so quick on that.
And he's I know he's trying to nail the Ukraine with the mineral rights. He's he's smart. He's like, we're going to win here.
We're getting paid back.
Shut this down.
I do see that, like, they had those talks in Saudi Arabia over the weekend or something like that, and Ukraine has agreed to whatever this 90-day ceasefire stuff is, and so and it was smart play by the Americans because it's all on Putin now.
Yeah,
the Ukrainians are agreeing to it.
Good.
They're going to agree to this minerals deal.
Good.
So now it's like if Putin says no, now it's all back on Russia. So
yeah. Well, the other side of this too that's interesting is you got Greenland now. Like they just had they had a voting deal over there where they the party that is like leans to the right and is pro separating and being independent from Denmark, they're all like, hey, we want to be a part of the US. This is a good deal for us. So and I kind of think I feel like that whole thing is going to work out too.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be an important one because of the minerals that they have up there. I think Denmark talked a big game at the beginning. They're like, we're not giving you Greenland. But honestly, there's a lot of people now that I'm reading articles that people in Denmark are writing saying, hey, this would be a good thing for us. We could use the money. What are we going to do? We can't develop Denmark. And we were going to end up licensing all those minerals over to China anyway. We don't want to do it to China. Let's be good friends with the US. Let's take a big paycheck from them and get rid of this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think even that's going to come around too. So everybody was freaking out and they're like, what? You're going to invade Greenland? You know, because he just says what he says, like, you know, and he keeps on calling him Governor Trudeau and talking about the 51st state. I love it. I love it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I think it pressures him.
What about Gulf of America? I thought that was awesome too.
I did too.
That made me so happy. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, all of it. I love it.
And it only made sense. Everybody who's like, oh, you Americans think everything's all about you. No. There's North America here. There's South America here. These are the Americas. It only makes sense
100%.
that this is the Gulf of America. This is the Americas over here. It's not just about us.
Yeah.
So get over yourself. Yeah, I'm all about it, man. You know what's funny, Chuck? I was gonna dip into some questions over here and just kind of kind of see where you're at on a couple of things or get whatever.
Feel it out.
Yeah, feel it out. But it kind of surprises me that you're not afraid to talk about these things. You're a businessman.
Oh yeah.
Small town stuff.
Yeah.
And but you're willing to just be like, yeah, man. Because we'll talk to people in here that are like, I don't hold anything against them either because. But we'll have people in here who are like, I don't want to talk anything politics. I got a business, some things like that. And I get it. There's those pressures. So, but you don't feel that way.
None. I feel like you got to speak your mind and really do the right thing. And the thing that's hard is that you can't change everything. You know what I'm saying? You can only do so much.
Yeah.
So
Is there anything about what Trump is doing other than the tariff thing, which can, like I say, it can go either way, but I don't really know. Is there anything else though that throws up red flags for you? I have one, but do you have any?
No, I was curious about crypto because when you're talking all this stuff, and everything's dropping, I just want to know when to buy.
Oh, I know.
I want to because
it's going to come back.
I know, and I did it like once. I did crypto for a little while, and one of my buddies, he's like, "You got to put all your money in this," and I was like, "All right," I'm not, because I trusted him, you know what I mean, because he's way up there. And I put 25 grand on it. I was thinking this was the best thing ever, you know what I mean? And then I lost $5,000, and I'm like, oh my God. I can't. I'm like texting him. I'm like, dude, I just lost $5 grand. He's like, relax, everything's gonna be fine.
Hang in there.
You're fine. And I'm like, no, I'm not fine. I just lost $5,000. I don't gamble. I don't do anything, right? It came back to 25,300 and boom, pulled my money out. And I called him up. I go, got my money back. It's cool, man. I ain't gonna do that again. And he's like, Chuck, just chill. He goes, just do it in small increments. So I was then I learned I was hustling $2 grand at a time. And then it would turn to 4. I'd pull my 2 out. And I hustled some jet skis out of the deal. So that's what I did. It was pretty funny. I got good at it. But then everything dropped and everything fell apart. So I did it right before everything fell apart. So
I think I have a whopping total of like 3 crypto coins. I'm not buying into it.
Yeah. No. They're pushing that XRP and they're pushing everything.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, about the XRP.
Yeah, I don't know enough about
I've dabbled in the Bitcoin a little bit here and there.
But when you think about it, it's really frustrating when Bitcoin back in the day, let's just pretend you're like, it's $1. You're like, this is a ripoff. I'd never do it, right?
Yeah.
And then it went to what it is now. All these guys, this is all they do.
My brother called me years ago and said, hey, I got a friend who's been telling me to buy this thing. It's a Bitcoin. It's like $8. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about it. And I'm sitting there, I'm just cooking in my trailer, or whatever it was. Literally he calls me and says that at $8. See? Okay. And now on a bad day, we're in the 70,000 range.
I know, right?
Isn't that crazy? It topped out at like 105, 106,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
If you'd have bought at $8,
that's what it's.
You could have bought 10 of them.
Oh my! He could have bought. Yeah,
I know.
You could have bought 10 of them at $8 and been.
Yeah.
What is it at?
81,000 for 1 Bitcoin.
Well, see, it dropped because it was like up to 100 and something. But everything's crashing right now. But this is when when everybody all the rich people love. They're like, keep dropping.
Yeah,
because then they're going to go in there. They're going to buy.
Yeah, that's like with Tesla.
Buy low.
Everybody's watching Tesla, going like, hey, I saw a thing where everybody's like, yeah, once it hits 50% of what it was, I'm in because we're going to get it at a discount because it's going to go back up. Yeah. Elon Musk is already saying he's like within 2 years. He goes, I'm gonna double production.
Yeah, he said that today.
Yeah.
Well, I love the Doge deal thing, man. I was just like, what is this? This is the most amazing thing ever happening.
Yeah.
But what's crazy? It's just this is just 1% of it. But just to hear that list of, I mean, hate to say this, but list of shit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You know what I mean? Like all of these things, they spent billions and billions of dollars all over the country. I just went crazy. It just upsets me.
Oh yeah. They've been funding all kinds of
why don't we take care of us? You know what I'm saying? But I don't like the fact that everybody else, I don't like people just getting shit for free either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work your ass off for it. That's
but we've all been working and paying for stuff all over the world.
Yeah.
And who knows where it's been going.
Yeah.
And some of it is just like they set up a payment and forget about it.
But crazy stuff.
Oh man.
Crazy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this great that we're getting little kids' wieners chopped off over in some other freaking country? I mean, that just really upsets me.
It's crazy.
And they think it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sent how many millions? And I've been to Nepal, but yeah, they're sending
Have
how
you?
many? I went to Mount Everest and to base camp like 3 years ago. But
Did you climb it?
I went to base camp. Yeah, I didn't climb it.
Okay.
I don't have the green to climb it. I couldn't afford to climb it.
Cost money?
Oh yeah,
A lot.
35.
What?
Yeah, 20 to 30 grand.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It costs money?
Yeah.
I never even knew that.
Yeah.
That's how Nepal.
It's become a rich man's
That's how
game.
Nepal. That's Nepal's tourism.
Really?
Yeah, it's Everest. But yeah, it's about between permits and fees and guides and porters and equipment. It's about 30 grand.
I never thought that. I just like, hey, you know what? We could just go climb any rock we want to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's become a big old kind
And
of a
it's
rich man's game.
It's even worse now. Like there's a lot of places. Like when I went over there, you could go to base camp on your own. You could hire your own porter, or you could take your own gear. You could pay for your tea house,
But
and
from-
food and bedding, everything like that. And last year, like August, the Nepal government, Department of Tourism, said now that a lot of these national parks that they have over there, you have to have a guide to go into any of these parks
Wow.
now. So
Well, that's cool that you got to do it.
what
What a stud. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, when I was 40, well, I was 18. I told my parents when I'm 40 years old, I want to go see Mount Everest.
Well,
Really?
And then I told my wife that like on our first date, and I kind of forgot about it. And then
Did she surprise you with it?
yeah, she said, here's your
So-
Nepal trip. Get your vacation.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a cool trip, man.
So according to a blog, I'll even give them credit, alanarnett.com, most people pay between 40 and 60,000, and some will pay as much as 200,000 to do Everest.
Wow, man. I love learning something new every day.
Yeah.
Today's the day. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So you were saying though about what we're paying for as taxpayers in
Yeah,
Nepal.
so like as taxpayers, they sent like $7 billion or a 1.2 or so. I can't remember the amount for sure, but it was for like gender studies in Nepal.
And I can't believe
It's like,
that
why?
those
What
are-
about the
those-
mouse thing? Wasn't
Yeah.
there something to change a mouse to be transgender? I mean, wasn't there something crazy too?
So there was
some
something,
kind of a study.
some kind of study on the mouse, and it got construed. It got said that it was for like gender studies in mice, and there was something else that has
Yeah.
to do with it. But
I didn't know
still,
the whole thing.
we're dropping that much money.
It's interesting though
Unbiased.
that Nepal kind of let that fly over there, because these are some religious countries. These
Mhm.
are like countries that, you know,
You can't bring that weird, crazy stuff into the world. I
it's
mean,
wild, like what we're trying to slide into places. I don't know.
they think
man.
it's just okay.
Yeah.
But it's money.
Yeah, it's true.
And do those countries, are they even using that money for what
Yeah, we don't even know.
it was?
We don't
earmarked
even know
for?
that
We
that's
don't
what. The,
know.
yeah, you don't know who's,
It could be 5 or
Because-
6 dudes in the government
because
that are
nobody's
just getting
tracking.
rich.
There's no tracking on where that's going, who's spending
Yeah.
it, where does it actually end up. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. My one red flag is him touting this, and I'm all about technology. I love technology. Okay, I'm all about it. I support Elon Musk and most of all of everything. I'm all about all that AI stuff. I love all that. Okay, but I do not like when he had that meeting and he brought out the guy from OpenAI. I can't remember what his name is right now, who has done ChatGPT. Okay,
Mhm.
and they're talking about bringing in a $500 billion investment where they're going to go put in a big, huge facility where they got to put in power. They got to put in all this stuff. They're going to create this massive AI computer super center that all of our medical, they're touting how well we're going to be able to put everybody's medical records in there. It's going to be able to
Wow.
scan your DNA and tell you
That's-
exactly what you need. And it's going to be able to do all this stuff. And they're making everybody feel good about it's going to revolutionize everything in healthcare, yada, yada.
And then you're gonna get a chip.
Yeah, I don't want I don't think it should be.
It's not happening, man.
No.
Like seriously, I mean, and people have already got it. Like there's
Mhm.
pay places in California, and that's how they're getting their groceries and paying
Yeah.
their bills. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, this
No
is not.
way.
Happening.
I don't think it should be centralized. I don't think it should be, oh, we're giving our blessing to one big company or a group of companies that are going to centralize all of that type of stuff. I don't think AI should be centralized, just like I don't think banking should be centralized. So that's my issue. I know that Trump is probably like, hey, like I want investment in the country. This is right here in the opening days of my presidency. Like I got people promising $500 billion investment. Great.
Yeah.
But I don't think, who knows if it'll happen.
Yeah.
But
And it's pretty
They're wanting it to
scandalous.
happen.
Okay, that's what I wanted to bring up. The thing that bothers me too. I don't think it's right for all these other countries to come in and buy our land. And
I
take
don't.
care. I mean, I
they
think
don't.
that's
They don't allow
that's
us to
the-
do it in their
we
country.
can't go there.
We can't go there and do it.
And- But that's should be a law, and we should figure out. And especially can't buy all our land around our military bases.
Yeah,
and
no.
take out all our farming.
At the
and then
most,
when
it
it-
should be a lease,
Yeah.
and it should be reviewed. Like you're gonna lease something over here. You're gonna put a company over here, and you're gonna hire our people and employ people. We'll do a lease, but I wouldn't a lease that we can cancel.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's how Elon Musk gets Teslas built in China. China was like, no, you can't ship cars over here. They don't allow our cars over there. So he went there and he built a huge factory, and he builds Teslas that get sold to the Chinese, but he had to go there to build it.
Mhm.
So just like now, that's what these tariffs are also doing, is forcing companies. hey, quit producing things over there. You have to produce it here for it to be cheaper, and it's going to employ people. And there's already a ton of companies that are coming around doing that.
The problem is everybody in America buys everything from China for $1, brings it over here and pushes it on their own situation.
Mhm.
They buy a hat for $1 and then they sell it for $20, and that's how they hustle their money.
Yeah.
But that's
No,
what the
100%.
deal is.
Yeah.
And you come to America, you try to buy all this stuff and get it built here. We're like, I got you a hat for $25. You're like, $25? I get that hat for $1.
Dude, I was
It's
doing,
like,
doing
you know what I mean?
burritos. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have,
Right?
doing burritos. I was trying to get foil, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I just needed a foil that's 12 inches by 12 inches, paper on one side, foil on the other. And I'd like our logo on there. Right. And I'm searching all over the place. Right. And the cheapest I could find it is 10 cents a sheet. Okay. It doesn't sound like a big deal. Right. But
You
when
had
you
it
buy,
broke down.
but when I can ordered 100,000 sheets from China at 5 cents a sheet, and they made it, they printed it, they put it on a boat, shipped it here. I had to pay a trucking company. I had to pay a broker to get it through customs. I put it onto a truck and ship it over to here. That was a huge hassle that I dumped right onto April and made her handle. And she's like literally like language barrier with the manufacturer sitting here. They're like going back and forth, but I got it at 5 cents a sheet. That's a big difference when you're buying 100,000 foil.
So even with the customs, the
Customs,
broker,
and
company.
putting it on a union operated trucking line to get it from Seattle to here, it cost us 5 cents a sheet.
wow.
You know, and then, but everybody else, I'm getting quotes from everybody in the US and they're like, oh yeah, we could do it for 10, the cheapest I could get if I bought enough was 10 cents a sheet.
Yeah.
So, the math on that is, yeah.
You're right.
So anyway, but luckily we got that in right as COVID was starting to kind of happen.
Mhm.
So,
Are you still making your sauce?
I'm not.
Dude, I'm seeking counseling. I had some bottles. This is no joke. This is like, we're going to have to talk about it. But
For you, Chuck,
I mean, we're going to have to do something.
we'll make it
Come on,
some
Secret
gangster,
Squirrel. Yeah.
like pirated.
We're going to have to. And I don't need the sticker.
Stick it to the man.
I
No,
need-
no.
I need-
It's the stick it to the man edition where we just write on it with a
Just,
marker.
I love it.
Put it in
Go
like a
old
mason
school.
jar.
I don't care.
Yeah, we'll do it in a mason jar.
However it is, I need to have it because it's
Okay.
like, problem is he got me addicted to
Yeah.
all of it. Bad.
We'll do a mason jar series. We've been
I've got-
talking about doing some.
Did you eat the burritos?
Yeah.
Were you like
Of course I
crazy
did.
about it?
So, I mean, I wasn't crazy about it because you eat a burrito and you gain 10 pounds,
Yeah.
so
I ate one like every
I
day
know.
for like years.
yeah, but you never slept. So
Yeah.
I should have just take out the the tortilla and then just had him just do me all the meat
dude,
and
I
eggs.
ended up doing that quite a bit.
Did you?
I'd order the tortilla, I'd go home and I'd dump it all into a
You know
bowl.
what?
Yeah.
I know we didn't put that out there very much. We did have people though that would call us or get with us, say, "Hey,
Mhm.
can I get the bowl? Can I, whatever?"
Really?
And we would
Yeah.
just load it
I
up.
wish I had a destroyer bowl. Now I'm upset.
Yeah, dude, you could have.
I would have. I know I
asked me.
could have. I know I never thought of it because
There
I
was
love
times-
the burrito. It was. Off the
I think
chain.
there was a time you called me. We were even closed, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"We need to cook
He
some
would-
food for him and his guys. They're coming in from out. He's
100%.
calling me. Chuck needs food. I'm like,
yeah.
we'd
He's
already shut
completely
everything
closed.
off.
He's like,
Really?
Chuck, we're closed. I'm like, oh well, all my guys were starving. We need burritos. He's like, all right, I'll take care of you. Hey, you know what? I love you, brother. You always took care of us. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, I would pre-order, call him up, be like, hey, I need 10 of them. I'd always feed the guys with. I
Yeah.
just love them.
Oh, he was good to us too, though. So it was fun. But it was one time. It was like, it was like lunchtime. We were already like, everything was like cold, and we were like leaving. Anyway, I was like, Chuck, we got it taken care of. But anyway, yeah, we did special orders. But we would get if we put that word out there, it got uncontrollable. Like it
Yeah.
got too much to handle for special orders. So we kind of like we were on the down low about that.
kind of like the secret menu at
yeah,
In and Out.
in and out.
Yeah.
You know what?
Who
I don't
knows
like
there?
American cheese. I got issues.
I don't like American cheese.
I mean,
either.
honestly, I don't. It's just like not legal.
I
I don't
know.
like it. I don't know why. I mean,
What is your go-to cheese?
I like pepper jack.
Yeah.
And I like hard cheddar.
I'm a hard cheddar guy.
I love hard cheddar, and I like blocks of it, and you just take big chunks of
Dude,
it. I mean, I just eat it
sharper the better.
Sharper
or
the
whatever.
better.
I'm down that.
Yeah.
I'm down that
Yeah,
way too.
sharp hard cheddar.
all of
Sharper
it.
the better.
I love it.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
man, I'm about all that stuff.
It sucks
April and
when-
I, man, we get some she's way into cheeses, and I come home, we got weird exotic stuff. She
Really?
finds places. We got a little wedge. I'm like, some tiny little wedge. It's like, that was $15. We're like, oh, we're gonna nibble on that later. Yeah, and I just wanted, like, when I go cheese, I want extra cheese, right? But we're gonna nibble on this with a cracker later.
Tillamook makes a black pepper cheese.
Oh, really?
That's really good. And I think at Albertsons you can get like the little single squares, but you can't buy it in the block.
And it's got the pepper on the side.
Yeah,
I think my wife's got that.
yeah, but you can't find it in a block. And I'm more of a block cheese guy. I like
Yeah.
cut a chunk of cheese off. And go for it. But I'm a sharp cheddar guy.
So my family down in Hillmar, California, they own Hillmar Cheese Factory.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, I could order some crazy cheese.
Heck
If I want to.
yeah.
So I went out. So when I missed that Trump rally,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
You
out.
did miss?
I missed it. I was out of town that weekend when you were at the one in Bozeman.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went out to go visit. We went out to go visit my daughter and her husband, and actually my son and his wife were just getting home from Korea. They'd been over there for 3 years, and he was flying into Seattle, and then they were going to visit my daughter down in Vancouver, Washington. So I was like, hey, can we come crash? Because I know this is your time with your brother, but so we went out there, and then Connor came up from Utah. So anyway, we all got there, and then my daughter Alex, her husband Andy, that was their, like, our Christmas gift to us, was they got a tour for all of us of the Tillamook factory. So we drove down to that. Have you been there? Did we talk about that? Isn't that
I've been
place
there
the
twice.
coolest?
It
It's
is
like
so cool.
dude, it's the Disneyland of cheese, man.
Really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a whole big thing there, man. You can either do the self tour or you can do the guided tour. We had a guided tour. Then there's this huge gift shop, and then
There's all sorts
and
of
at the end
cheese.
of the tour of the guided tour, they take you back to this room and you do a tasting, and they bring out all these cheeses, and they're like, this one is aged 20 years, and like give you a little
Nibble
sampler of it, and then you can buy it there. They've got all these different grades of cheese.
They just put you together.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea that block. You're like $105.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy to spend that there. And
Serious?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Then you leave and you go down to this huge gift shop, and there's all this stuff. And then there's a restaurant there and everything, it's a big deal.
Yeah, there's an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
They make ice cream.
They
there.
make Tillamook
Really?
ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, we pigged out.
God, my problem is I'm lactose intolerant now, and I used to eat ice cream like off the chain. Like, I love ice cream, but I've been doing I know it's horrible. I don't know what the deal is, but my wife's, she's like, I got you lactose free. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Put a whole bunch of, Hershey syrup on it. And 5 minutes later, it makes me pass out. It's like,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Oh man, how did we get off on cheese and all this other stuff? We were
I don't
talking
know.
politics.
We were totally going good here, but we're still having fun.
Oh man, no, we are, man. No,
It was about the sauce.
Oh, it was the sauce.
Oh yeah,
Sauce.
We got to hold me
because
to
I'm
that.
addicted to it.
We'll do some mason jar
I have
sauce.
The hots, but
Some
sometimes
moonshine
he'd be like, "Oh, I put the destroyer sauce on." I'm like, "Hey, don't do that to me," because it was like not even legal. Have you ever had it?
Yes.
No, I mean the hot stuff.
Yes. I have a bottle of it.
Really?
I have it that I use it for
Way
special
too
occasions.
Special. Well, yeah, that was way too much. It wasn't even. Yeah, it wasn't.
I have 4 bottles.
Chuck wasn't about the high grade.
not like that crazy. I mean, you're like, you have no idea what I got in this. I'm like, yeah, I can only imagine.
So we did do a run with the super hot stuff.
We did.
But then eventually
I
what we
ate
did
'em.
to make it more mass appeal is I think we just went to the regular jalapeno sauce.
Yeah.
And we didn't do the super hot. We had a short batch of super hot because we have guys. There's people out there that are just over insane hot things. Like,
Crazy.
dude, that's battery acid. Like, what are you getting from that? Like,
I know.
they talk about these cramps they get, and the I don't know, their organs are shutting down, and they're just like, this is like, I love this experience. I don't know. There's like Facebook groups and everything. So anyway, so there's people that really dig all that stuff. So we made a batch. We did it in the destroyer because at first we were kind of like, if it's going to be called the destroyer, like we're going to make a big mean burrito. But then we were like, we got to give it we can't have a burrito that the destroyer doesn't enjoy eating. So after a while, he'd always be like, dude, can you not put that really hot? And we'd
Just
quit
smile
putting
it
that
down.
hot sauce.
Yeah.
But he's going 100 miles an hour on the phone. And so he's got a job site. He's got his guys, or somebody's on the road already. He's calling in his order. And I wouldn't have time to fit in there like, hey, Chuck, we don't do that hot sauce anymore. We just do the regular, whatever. And he'd
My
be like,
God.
dude, he'd be pleading with me. And then he'd be like, oh, can you just not? Okay, thanks. Got to go, man. Hey, listen, dude, you're the man. All right, bye. And he's out of there. I'm like, we got to make some destroyers. And he doesn't want the hot sauce. April will be like, we quit making that a long time ago. Anyway,
one of my best buddies had a show called Halftime Hot Shit or
Mhm.
whatever, and my buddy Sean. Anyway, they would do the most craziest. I mean, craziest, the hottest stuff you could do. The chips, they've done everything. The
Yeah.
chips and the tubatera and whatever they call it. And my wife and I, we bought him that tubatera or whatever because there was this bet. You win $100, which I never won, even though I came in second place. But I was in first for a long time. But I couldn't imagine, and he had to quit. He had to quit because a couple times he's like, "Dude, I thought I was going to die." And he would do it. And you know what's so funny? Everybody in the whole room, my buddy Sean would be sitting there. Everybody in the room would do it. And then they would be all, freaking out and doing all this. Sean, I don't understand. I told him, I'm like, dude, what's the deal with you? Because he would just put it in his mouth and be like, it's not a problem. And he would chew it up and like, just not a problem. I was like, bullshit. You are dying right now, dude. Don't. And he would do it. And then even if he was sweating or whatever, he would do it like it didn't even faze him. Tough.
I did do that hot wing challenge.
Did you?
Of that Hot Ones podcast, and they do that.
Mhm.
They put out all those sauces. So we went to a barbecue, April and I did, and it was a big old retirement party for somebody. And so we went there, and did this, and they're not cheap. You buy this kit, it's over $100-something of these 10 hot sauce bottles, and then you make up all these wings, and so you start off, and you go through all the wings, and everybody eats a wing, and then you have 10 wings to eat with all these different ones. And then the Scoville units just get crazy. So like a Battle of Tabasco is like, I don't know, 35,000 Scoville units, which is not that big of a deal, right? Okay. So the last bottle was over 2 million. It was like 2.7 million Scoville units. So at my house, April is the hot sauce person. Like she is like, I'm a hot sauce person. I like hot sauce, but she's like crazy weird level that she likes. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm always like, her food just, sometimes it comes out hot, right? And everybody's like, yeah, everybody's
like
just like
Thai food.
Yeah, hot. Yeah, she can do all that
stuff. Is just not
so we
legal.
we went to this party and we were doing it, and we're doing it together. And about wing number, I'm dying, right?
Your
dying.
lips are got to be swollen.
Oh yeah,
like
so
completely.
You know that
Hitch.
it's that Duke Cannon brand of stuff, right?
I've
I had
heard
a big old chapstick stick of Duke Cannon, right? It looks like a camo stick. It's so big, and I'm just like between every wing, I'm going over there, going right around my lips, just like I'm coating myself around my lips. And I go over, and finally April is just like,
be swollen.
oh, she's at like number 7 was ludicrous hot. And April's like, I'm done. I'm like, you're done? And I saw like, I got an opening here. And I'm like,
I'm going to take the lead.
I'm going for it. I'm going, you're done?
Not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm going for it. And
How'd it go?
I'm oh, dude, I made it to number. So I'm chapsticking up, right? I'm on fire.
So
though.
does chapstick help you?
It helped coat my lips to keep the pores from soaking it up so much, I think, because
my lips right now, I got issues right now. I don't know whether to lick them or what right now, but I'm having issues right now.
Oh man, you need a big chapstick from
I never
Cannon.
even knew that. I never knew
It's
you had
huge.
I didn't
It's
know
like-
you took a chapstick to be a pro.
I'm not even a chapstick guy. Okay,
I don't put no chapstick on.
I'm
dude.
never a chapstick
No
guy.
way.
Okay,
I
no,
like lipstick.
no, I don't. No. Okay, so but
you know, if my woman's like got a whole, luckily she doesn't wear lipstick. Thank
I
God.
think I got it in some
thank-
gift pack, or I don't know. Every now and then, like April will buy something like that, or I'll get like some beard balm, and she'll pick up like I think I picked up that stick for my son. That was a funny joke that I was buying that stick for him because all growing up he always had these chap lips. I was like, dude, that's for him. And I picked it up, and I never ended up giving it to him. So when we were going there, and I heard there was going to be a hot wing challenge, I'm like, I wonder if I should take that, and I'm gonna
cheat,
coat my lips, right?
God, I never heard of that before.
I've never
Have
had
you?
either. No.
So we got to the very end, and they call it the last dab. So when you take the last hot wing, you're supposed to, they put hot sauce and they toss it all, right? And then at the end, you're supposed to take another dab of that hot sauce and put it on that chicken wing right before you eat it. So I take my wing, and I'm like, I'm pretty much like I'm shutting down, right? And so this guy, he gets his wing, and there's only like 3 of us or 4 of us at the end. And there's probably 30 something of us that started this thing. And he goes and puts the one dab on top of his wing, and I hand my wing out, and he goes, bloop, bloop. He goes, oh, sorry, man. He put 2 dabs on mine. I'm like, oh man. And there was only this number of, I couldn't just go put it back.
Right.
I got this almost 3 million Scoville unit hot wing with 2 dabs on that thing, dude. I just went for it. I did it.
Did you start coughing and doing all that crazy shit?
I didn't do all
You
of
know how
that.
they do that?
Yeah.
Like,
People will start wheezing and everything else. I just kept on. They had this cooler full of water bottles and Gatorades. So I started turning blue, and people were thinking, April's like, dude,
blue?
yeah, because I was drinking blue Gatorades, and it was the blue Gatorades.
Nuh-uh.
I was drinking so many of them.
You did not turn blue.
My lips were turning blue.
Okay.
From the blue Gatorade.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, people were looking at me like, dude, what did those wings do to you? Yeah, they're cutting off your circulation or something. And but I was so full. I just remember I hurt afterwards on the way home. I was just like, you got to drive. And she was just like, that's not manning up. And I'm like, you're right. I finished that challenge and I'm driving us home. And I'm just like, but I was so full of liquid.
Yeah.
Because I kept drinking, because your mouth is going to melt. And then like the only thing that brings you any relief is like something cool in there for 2 seconds. And then you got to drink again because you're on fire again.
I will. I'm so glad I'm not a part of that deal, because I'm always that type of person, that I would probably do something stupid like that, but I know better. I'm not doing that,
dude. I just had to do it one time. I just had to beat April one time.
My problem is I don't.
I beat it. Yeah, man.
Like Chuck said earlier, you're gonna go to that table like you're gonna win.
Yeah,
I do that for everything, dude. And so like the chicken wing challenge, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna drink the least amount of water, just so people know.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
I'm that guy because I hate losing.
Yeah.
Well,
I
think we all hate losing. I mean, there's no such. I mean, losing sucks.
It does.
I just had a big super match, and I was all pumped up for it. And anyway, it didn't go my way. But he won worlds last year, right and left handed. But I came to the table. I was going to beat him, but he got me the first time. I got him the second time. I almost got him the third time, but I fouled out, which I thought it was just a bogus call. But it is what it is. But my arm was so blown up. It was so blown up, and then I
didn't even know what that all was until we went to that match in Great Falls.
My hand shut down. My arm was just so blown up.
It's like so much blood rushes to that part, right? And like you can damage yourself if you don't get it out of there, right?
And I try to drink a little bit. I was like, you know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to drink a little bit of caffeine to restrict everything.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that. That sucked. I won't never do that again. I thought that would keep the blood out, and man, I was just so jacked.
That's a thing, huh? You don't drink caffeine, huh?
Well, no, I'm
saying for a match.
Well, what I'm saying is before a match, sometimes guys will put some caffeine in them, so because it restricts your blood vessels to keep them. Because bodybuilders, they want to show all their blood and all this. Arm wrestlers, we don't want a lot of blood. That's why we're always rubbing our arm to get the blood out. We don't want blood in our arm. My problem is my arm got so jacked up. That was the worst in my career ever in my life. I mean, I've had some bad ones before, but that was the worst.
Wow.
That was horrible.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a real thing.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about arm wrestling.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
Outside of watching like
look at that
the old Stallone movie Over the Top.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all I had at the table before I met Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck came into my life, and all of a sudden I started seeing all kinds of new horizons.
And then the problem is like in my head, like at work and stuff the last couple of days since we knew we were going to have him on here. Instead of watching, I'd start watching some arm wrestling just to be like, I don't want to be like a total noob and not know a damn thing about it. But
it's pretty boring.
But then I'd get into these like those slap war things, and I'd watch that for like an hour, and I'm like, these are the dumbest things.
I can't believe the slapping thing.
We just and now the last tournament.
They just had that there, right?
No, that was it. It was in Helena. It was in Helena. So they had boxing, slap fighting, and arm wrestling. We did arm wrestling first and slap fighting. This one dude just cracks this dude, and he was done. My wife, we were there, and she's like, honey, I can't watch this. I go, you got to watch this. This is awesome. Come on, watch this. And she wouldn't watch it. She won't watch it. She just doesn't want to watch it.
Dude, I think
but she loves fight. She loves she loves UFC. She loves all that stuff. She loves everything. And I thought she would want to really see it right here. You know what I mean? Close. But she's just not a deal.
I just think that this is like 10 years from now, we're all going to look back at this and be like, why were like, that wasn't smart when everybody's just like got jacked up necks. I'm like, dude, that's a chiropractor. Oh, that's a chiropractor.
They're going to have a little tard in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eventually. I mean, they're going to have to. They're going to have a little tard in them.
Yeah.
And then, crazy. But if you looked at this crew that was up there doing them,
you're like,
they all had a little tart in them. Because I mean, you looked at every goofy suck. I mean, they were just like goofy looking. I mean, and I was just like, wow.
So this was probably not their first tournament.
No, but I was like, they want to get in the spotlight. Boy, they made it.
Dude, that is brutal.
It is.
It's brutal. I don't know. I
would love to, I would really love to just to slap the shit out of somebody. I really would. I mean, I really would, but I got so much money in my grill, you know what I mean? I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it now. You know what I mean? But I would want to. But
oh my gosh. Put that
I wish I could just go first.
Let's put that. Can you put that up on the screen there?
Yeah.
That little shot right there. Oh,
look at that.
It's up on the big screen there.
Look at his face.
Oh my goodness. It's just deformed his whole head.
Yeah. There's no way, dude.
Dude, it's knocking the soul right out of him. Nah, man.
No. I mean, I'm a super type A, super competitive.
Yeah.
And all that, but that's just I have
how long has this been around? Do you know?
No,
a couple of years. I don't know.
Oh, I think Eastern Europeans have been doing it for a long time.
Well, Dana White brought it to the table.
Yeah. But
do you think it'll stick around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I do.
Everybody loves it. I mean, people do. I mean, that's what we like. We love watching fights.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing. That's my favorite sport. I like watching fights. I think it's the best thing ever. I think when I was a kid, I had issues because I was such an instigator. You know what I mean? I wanted to watch kids get it on. It was like really cool.
But when I'm watching this, honestly, I'm just kind of like, really? Like, I'm not proud of humans. Like, I'm like, really? Is this what we're doing? And then I'm like, and same thing. I'll sit there and watch it and go, oh my gosh, what's the next one? Oh my gosh. And then after a while, I'm like, dude, I'm not proud of myself. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is dumb, you know? And like,
well, it's bad that we get caught up in it.
Yeah.
It's for the dudes that couldn't box, couldn't arm wrestle, and couldn't do UFC. They're like, I'm just going to slap the shit out of each other.
I'm just going to take a hit.
Yeah.
And they do take hits.
Dude, that's not even, I'd rather get punched with a fist than that. Isn't that worse? Oh my gosh. Just bring that up there. Can you hit full screen on him?
Right there. I remember that one.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Wow. Nah, I don't know.
Not my thing, man.
Not my thing.
No. But I like we were talking earlier, like UFC would have been something I would have loved to get into, MMA.
Yeah.
Especially with my job. But we had.
Don't you do that now? Isn't that great? Do you have? I mean, is it cool that you could just totally get it? I got to go out. I just gotta say this real fast. This is crazy. I got to go out with some buddies that were. They're not like kind of like SWAT, but they were bounty hunters. But something really crazy in Seattle. I forgot the name of them, what they're called. But I got to go out with them on a run one night and got to go with them, and they gave me a shirt and everything. I didn't get a gun, but I got to go with them the whole team. I had the jacket. I went through the jails with them and everything. I felt like I was like you know what I mean? It felt freaking badass. It was so killer. We went out and got to arrest a couple guys. It was the most amazing adrenaline rush. I loved it so much. I mean, I'm behind the van. I'm just like, dude. And he goes, if anybody gets out, you take him out, chuck him out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking rip this kid's head off. We go in there and we're going for arrest, and I'm just jacked up, and the dude's scared shitless, and the guy's being cool. My buddy's like, arresting him and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, don't even freaking make a move. They're like, dude, is your buddy all right? And they're like, yeah, I was so ready. Dude, I was like, I would love to be a cop, dude. I was on a whole different level, but I did good. I mean, I held. I know you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah,
Cole, can you maybe make a ride along happen?
Come on, let's make it happen. Let me go with you. Come on, we're brothers.
Do a ride along.
We can do a ride along.
I would love that.
Can I throw some GoPros in there and we'll just?
Would that be cool?
We could do a ride along over the summer.
I would love that, dude.
When I'm back out on patrol doing stuff.
Okay.
Over the summer.
I think that would be just so cool. I mean, I have so much respect for you guys. I mean,
what you guys deal with all the time.
And how the police. I mean, everybody has to. I mean, I think it's the most amazing thing what you guys do, and you don't get paid enough, and you put up with a lot of shit, and it's hard, and it's crazy when if you're innocent, if you're a legit guy, and then you get pulled over and the guy's all jacked up, you're thinking, dude, everything is completely cool. Got my insurance, you know what I mean? But they don't know what they're running into.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I know, because there's just so many assholes out there, man. They're just jerks. They're just jerks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Have you had some crazy things happen to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some stuff happen to me that, I've never shot anybody. We can get that out there right now. I've never shot anybody. I've been close a few times. But
are you a taser guy?
I've tased a few people.
You're like, that will just straight up make you piss yourself, right?
No, I've been tased I've been taser instructor. So
really?
Yeah. But I've been tased.
Listen to him. He's like, I'm a taser instructor. I just love this. I do this all to my friends. Yeah, just jack them up. I'm like, how's that feel?
Yeah, sometimes I tase myself.
I've been tased 3 times.
Sometimes if I'm like, nodding off on shift, I just tase myself.
Yeah, no,
You totally do that now.
I
Now we
don't do
know.
that.
You
I'll
tase yourself.
get that 5-second ride. Just
Yeah,
when I'm
he's
getting-
like,
getting kind of
"Whoa!"
tired.
He gets right to. Whoa! He pulls them out.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I just
No.
shoot myself in the taste.
Every morning, just a new thing.
Yeah.
I bet he's
Yeah.
gonna try to experiment. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of listen to those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, his wife every morning, he's got to hear that clack, 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 clack. And he's just like,
Yeah.
just heading out the door,
No.
honey.
It
No.
doesn't make you piss your pants though.
No.
It just locks everything
Dude,
up.
but
Exact
you know what?
opposite.
Hey, I'm being real with you, and I know he's like, I'm gonna shoot your ass, Chuck. I mean, he's totally down. I mean, we're gonna have a video of this. I mean, I'm
No.
excited, but I know I'm never going to. But in a controlled situation, and I know you're like, hey, we could go right out in the backyard. I'll freaking do it to you right now.
Yeah.
he's like, right now I want to shoot you, but I would
Yes.
love to. I don't know.
You want to try it?
No,
What
but
do you-
kind of in a way, I would be like,
Is that what that's what it sounded like you were getting at? Is like you're like I
don't
want
know.
to.
It's
I want
five.
to get
It's
hit.
5 seconds and you're done.
5, huh?
Dude, I wouldn't
Five
need
But
5
seconds.
seconds
how
to be
much?
done.
How much? I mean, how much jolt are you going there?
Zach,
50.
Zach's over here
I'm
saying
gonna go
I
straight
would like
into
to do it.
AFib. It's gonna
Man.
take me right to
No.
AFib.
50,000 volts, no amps.
Dude, maybe we do it on a live stream. Zach's
No.
over here saying he'd take a hit.
He's like totally down for it. Pull
Yeah,
it
I
out.
will run the buttons for
I-
you and
Yeah,
make sure
I'll catch him.
dude, we got tissues
shoot
here
'em.
to wipe the corner of your mouth.
I love this crew, man.
Yeah, we
This
can
is-
figure
hey,
out a way to do it.
we gotta
Maybe,
do
hey,
something
I
for
say we
fun.
put it out there and
We should.
we schedule a live stream like a week out.
Yeah. My son did the dog training.
Yeah.
Okay, so my son's 34. His best friend's a Seattle police officer now. He was in Marysville and then Seattle, but he's been there forever. When they were kids, before he became a police officer, Tyler and his buddy, they had to go do the dog training and wear the
Mhm.
suits and get their ass chewed up by dogs. And Tyler, every weekend, my boy, he's just like, he goes, Dad, those dogs were just chewing on us. And he's like, but he loved it. When he was going out there, he loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I see people lock up and hit the ground when they get tased.
Mhm.
But I always think back. Do you guys remember when the whole like Bunkerville, Nevada standoff happened? Okay, there was I can't remember what the family's name was over there. Do you remember that? There was
In Nevada?
yeah, in Nevada. It was a big deal. There was a huge standoff with BLM, and they sent all these guys in there to go round up this family's cattle. And said, you don't have
I know
permits.
who
and-
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I can't remember the name, and I know the name. I literally went to Boy Scouts with these guys.
What was their name?
The brothers in that family. Like I remember being at like a Boy Scout camp when I was in like junior high or middle school, 6th grade,
Yeah.
7th grade with them. So because I grew up down there. Anyway, I can't remember their name, but one of them, they show him get tased, and he just they're at this they won't let them drive through to their
Bundy.
property. Bundy's.
Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
the Bundys. So one of the Bundys, the blonde one, the sons, they're tasing him at this dirt road. And he just grabs these things and pulls them out. They tase him like 3 times in this video. He keeps getting hit and he just keeps on ripping them out. He didn't even lock up. It was the wildest thing. I always see people just go like a board and go down. This Bundy dude, they kept on hitting him like 3 times. And he just pulled him out.
Was he on something?
I don't know.
I don't think he was. Like these
Really?
guys were like, these are
Tough.
just down home country boy guys. Like,
Shit. I'm just pissed off, probably. Like,
man,
just
there was a
pulling those-
video of him taking
Yeah.
those hits at this, and they backed off at
Hey,
this.
don't you guys shoot rubber? Do you guys doing the rubber bullet thing now, or just the
No.
gun?
We have less lethal. We have a less lethal shotgun that we use too.
Less
You guys have
lethal?
that with the
It has-
sandbag?
It's got beanbag.
A
Like
beanbag?
a beanbag round. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh man,
Well, so where do you got to shoot him in? I mean, like, do you shoot?
Big muscle group.
Okay,
Thighs,
really?
arm.
have
yeah.
you had to use that thing?
I haven't. A couple of guys have. I haven't used
Did
it.
you have to get shot with it?
No.
I don't know if I should. I mean,
That might be the next thing we do. Hey, we could really take this to a different level.
so Cole and I have this friendship where we actually really don't even talk about him being a cop ever.
Oh.
So like,
Sorry.
no. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying like, there's a lot of things I don't even know. Like, but we actually just he's way into wildlife photography and other
Oh, that's
things.
cool.
And so,
Yeah.
but one
Are you?
night he tells
Travel all
me,
over the world for it.
You do?
yeah,
So you know the guy in Yellowstone?
hold on. So so one night he tells me, he does tell me this one story. He's like, oh man, I think we had just talked or something, or I was still up, or I don't know what it was, but you were like, you had that one night where you're like, I got called out and there was some guy, it was like 2 a.m. or something. And you got a call that there's some guy on the highway and you were the first one there. You pulled up and he just starts running at you.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Mhm.
You were like, oh, I thought this was going to be the first night that I had to plug somebody. Because he
Yeah.
How'd you handle
this guy
it?
is out of his mind and just he gets out of the car and he's like runs at him.
Mhm.
Anyway, tell us
Yeah,
like that.
he started running at me and I went to draw my gun and I'm like, you need to stop. I said, you need to stop now. And the guy just, oh, okay.
And he did? Oh, good.
Yeah, but you can have like these wild, just like you don't know what you're going to
Yeah,
come
you
up
don't
on.
know.
It's like 2 a.m, some weirdo out in the middle of nowhere.
God, that'd
I
be a hard decision. I'm just
It
being
would be.
real with you.
I'd have been,
Yeah.
Probably would have shot him.
I shot him 3 times before I told him to.
I would be
stop.
like straight up, I'm in fear for my life, and I'd unload my whole
They're
entire
like, you need to pop, 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 pop,
Right?
right? Stop where you are.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have shot first is my problem. That's why I'm not a cop.
I would have failed all the tests. I'm being honest with you. I would have. I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah. And it's different. You know, people don't understand. Like when you think cop, the first thing that runs to your mind is LAPD, Miami-Dade, NYPD, where you go to a call, there's 30 other cops with you.
Or
Out
you know they're going to
here-
be there soon.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Out here, you're lucky if you have somebody backing you up. I mean,
Yeah, it's got to be
so
scary.
you
And you're
learn-
going in there the whole thing blinded.
yeah.
and so you learn really quick. Well, when I started here, there was like 5 of us.
Wow.
You know, I worked night shift by myself.
Yeah.
And you just learn how to read people. You learn how to read people very quickly. You learn how to read the situation very quickly.
Cool.
And then the rest of it is like, you know, I have my routine before I would get my pickup. You know, I'd go into my room and the kids and the wife knew to leave me alone for 10 minutes. And I go through a whole process. And I still do this to an extent now that I'm in a different spot. But I go through my draws. I go through my dry fires. And then, you know, there's a couple of Bible verses. Sorry, excuse me. That was terrible. A couple of Bible verses that go through my head that I say out loud. And then that's all you can do after that.
Do you?
Tell my family I love them. And then I go to work. And, you know, I can't go through. And it's just like you can't go through life thinking you're going to lose. Right.
Right.
So I'm not going to lose.
Exactly.
I'm going to go home and see my family, my girls at night, and
Good
or in the
job.
morning when I get home, and
Well, that's
be
cool.
it as it may. And so, but you learn out here when you don't have backup, when you don't have, you know, 30 cops to show up to one call. You got to learn how to read people quick, read the situation, and realize that.
Be real street smart.
Yeah,
Like you got to really know what's
yeah.
up.
And we have a really good group of guys between the PD and the sheriff's office out here now that we all work really well together. And like my brother and I have been cops. We work together. And so like my brother and I, and there's another guy on the department that we worked with for a long time. We don't even have to talk to each other. I know what he's going to do before he does it. They know what I'm going to do before I do it. I mean, that's the kind of relationship we have working with each other. And it's just kind of cool, but you don't, you know, nobody ever, it's not the glamorous stuff. You know, it's like we're not,
Yeah.
and we're not NYPD. We're not
Right.
LAPD where, you know, you got 30 news cameras on you when you're doing stuff and tearing down meth addicts all the time. I mean, it might be, I spend 45 minutes to 4 hours talking a guy off a ledge, you know,
Yeah.
because he wants to jump off a bridge or he wants to put a gun in his mouth. And I don't have anybody else around to help me. So it's me and that guy for
Yeah.
4 hours having that kind of conversation. And so it's just it's different. It's a different life. It's a different type of cop. And I think Billings is the same way. I mean, Billings is the biggest police department in the state.
So
But they
you're out here.
I'm out here.
Sheriff.
Mhm.
Cool.
But even Billings, you know, I mean, they still have shifts where they're short guys and you might be the only one working.
And they got
in an area.
shootings there all the time now.
Hey, and what's up with all these? There's a lot of trafficking and crazy stuff that I mean. Is that true?
Yeah.
It is.
We have the I-90 corridor. It's one of the biggest trafficking corridors in the nation for drugs and sex trafficking.
I see. I
One of the
worry
biggest
about
ones.
my girls because you
Mhm.
know they're, you know, well my youngest she's 16 and my 19-year-old or whatever, and I'm, you know, I'm the daddy that wants to be like, now listen, you're gonna put a gun in your purse. I know you're not supposed to. I'm not. They're not. But I'm just saying.
You can't.
I'm just saying. I want them to be protected. I always
Yeah,
worry about
yeah.
my girls, and I tell them they need to really watch their back in every situation.
Oh
everything
my!
They do.
I mean, I've been raising my girls like that since they were
Yeah.
like they know where to sit in restaurants. They know where to park in parking lots. They know all. I
Good.
mean, they've known all that since they were little kids.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, at the same time, I can't be that guy that, you know, I know what's coming through here. I know
Right.
the drugs. I know the trafficking. I know that there's shit bags that are coming through here on a daily basis. But same time, you can't go through life.
I know.
Afraid of that stuff, but you just-
I'm not saying to
No,
be afraid of
I
it,
know what you're saying.
but I agree with you. I mean, it's just like, God, it's just crazy what's going on.
But
Yeah.
you're on the right mind track where, like, I'm not going to let my kids, just like we go into every situation, we're going to win.
Right.
You know, I teach my kids that same thing.
That's
You're going to
good.
go into every situation, you're going to win, but you're going to have the tools to do so.
Right.
So, like, you know where to sit, you know where to park. If you're walking to Walmart, you know, you're going up there, it's after dark and there's 7 or 8 guys. Why?
Yeah.
What? Stay in your car until they're gone.
Exactly.
What is 5 extra minutes? Because you're going to walk from your car to Walmart and there's 8 dudes sitting there. Is the chance is there going to be anything happening? 9 times out of 10, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But is it 5 minutes because you're in a hurry worth that one time?
Yeah.
And I've put that in my kids to be like, it's not worth that one time.
Good
So,
job. That's good.
do the best
I'm
you can.
always worried about my girls. I'm always telling them, I'm like, you better watch out. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just worry
stay
about
situationally aware.
100%. And then last week, you know, pepper spray. She was going to Bozeman. I'm thinking, you need a can of bear spray or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
So,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for everything you do. That's awesome. That's totally
no
awesome.
problem, man. It's a fun job. I love it. I love going to work every day.
That's good.
I love it.
Well, I'm going to hold you up to that. I mean, I seriously,
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'm not kidding you. Like, you're going to have to take me out. Hey, and if something you ever go down something crazy and you got nobody out there, you just call me on my cell phone and I will be coming. You don't have to worry about it.
No,
Yeah.
we'll do it right along this summer. We'll
That'd
do
be
it.
cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's always an invitation for you too.
I know. And you should do it. I should do
And he
it.
thought it was a joke, and he's like, got me in handcuffs, and you're like, whatever. I want to sit in the front. Okay. Is there no room there?
There's no room in the back.
There's-
I have a pickup, and so it's a quarter cage.
Really
It's a little in there.
little. So you got a truck?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't driven an actual car for
You know,
10 years.
You
yeah,
gotta have a truck out here.
Mhm.
you got it.
Is it fast?
No. I mean,
Why don't
it's
they
a
give
truck,
you-
yes,
huh?
it's
Why don't-
very fast.
Okay, good job.
Okay,
Okay,
there you
yeah,
go.
I know. Corvette battles.
Well, you talk about all these other places, and there's guys who get all pumped up about that, and they're like, "Oh, if I was it, I would want to be in this place or this place. I want to see all the action." But if I was going to be a cop, I would do it in a small town in Montana. Like, to me, that's like, that's kind of a cool lifestyle. I don't want to put up with a lot of stuff you got to put up with. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think I could. I don't know how people I think about stuff too much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a guy that probably, I care too much at a job, right? So that part would be tough. So I got nothing but respect for law enforcement that has to deal with all that kind of stuff. I don't know that I would be able to do it long term, but if I'm like a Barney Fife guy, I would just be like, hey, I want to Andy Griffith, like small town cop situation where we go
Yeah.
drink coffee with the locals and just be like, hey,
Yeah.
and that's so-and-so.
But
Like,
so
there's some of that.
there's some of that.
That's why I
but
say I would do it in Montana
the-
in a small town.
On the transverse, I'm always at a heightened awareness. Even when I go to like we go to the brewery. We were at the brewery last night. Every time that door opens, I look at the door.
So-
every time somebody walks by, I'm looking at it, because the unfortunate part of being in a small town is that I arrest you, I'm going to see you 2 days later.
Yeah.
I might come across you in the store. Are you going to be pissed off at me? There's a good chance. Yeah. Did I arrest you for no reason? Absolutely not. But you're at your low point, right? I'm not arresting you because you won $1,000. I
Yeah.
arrested you because you were at a low point and you did something wrong. So now I run into you at the store. Are you going to be pissed off and just come over and try to blindside me and cold cock me?
Yeah.
I've had my wife get approached by people at the store being like, I'm going to kill your husband when I see him next time. I didn't do anything wrong and he put me on the ground for no reason. I'm going to kill him next time I see him. I mean, my wife doesn't need that,
No.
right? Or
So do you get to show up there the next day and be like, hey,
you wish.
I wish.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have.
So I mean, it's
Yeah.
both
And,
sides.
and where's your shift is to be situationally aware and to be alert and to be watching people
Forever.
How do you just turn that off?
You don't.
You can't.
You don't.
You know.
And we're like in a big city. You might, in the course of a 20-year career, you might run into somebody you arrest one time. Just, probability wise in a big city. Whereas here, I mean, I play in the beer league softball team. There's dudes that we've arrested for different stuff that we play against all summer long. And luckily, I mean, in this area, we have a pretty good relationship with them either way. I mean, they understand we have a job to do. They did something wrong.
That would be tough to just kind of know everybody's dirt in a small town.
And so you're never off in a small town. And that's why I do the photography. And that's why I go travel. That's why we go on these places, because it's the only way to shut things off.
And kind of clear your mind. That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like you're always deployed.
Yeah. My buddy Travis says that he hates going everywhere. He's got massive issues with it. I'm like, why? What's the big deal? He said the same thing. Yeah. That's what his deal is.
And so, I mean, that's when I love going to like third world countries and stuff, just because it feels like I can actually and you can't relax, quote unquote, but I can relax.
Yeah.
I just feel it's just, for me, I'm relaxed. Like when I was in Nepal for those 2 weeks, I went to Africa in August. It was relaxing, dude.
Just taking pictures?
Yeah.
Stud. Yeah. Good job.
So
do you know, so one of our relatives is the photographer for Yellowstone.
Who's that?
I forgot his name. He's related to us, though, but that's all he does. He does it for.
He works for the MPS.
Yep. I wish I would have known.
Cole's out there like every week.
Anyway, it's him. I mean, he's related in our family, in my wife's side, whatever, but he's like a full-blown photographer. That's all he does for Yellowstone. Yeah. Pretty cool job.
That's gonna be a dream job for a photographer. Getting out there.
I want to. I'd like to do
Parks and Recreation. Is that what he does?
He probably works for MPS.
Okay.
National Park Service.
Well, he did. I don't know if Trump cut. If he was one of the cuts or not. Probably not. Technically, they cut 1,000 employees from MPS. There's 498 sites in the United States that employ MPS workers. So in the grand scheme of things, it was 2 per site.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of anybody. I don't know of anybody at Yellowstone that got laid off. And I was just up there for 3 days.
And if they do, usually it's like,
do you know the guy up there that does it? Can you do it?
The photographer?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my number.
Okay.
And then then send me a text and I'll send it to you tonight and tell you who it is.
I don't know if I've actually met the photographer that shoots for Yellowstone,
but he's a relative on my wife's side.
I'm excited to meet him.
Cole, you might have to just start leaving a taser here just in case it comes up again. Because that would have been great.
Can we get one on the side though?
There's civilian tasers you can buy.
But are they weak?
No, they actually are longer. So law enforcement taser lasts 5 seconds. Civilian law enforcement or civilian taser lasts 30.
Whoa.
My job
and the same
voltage.
Yeah, because so think about this.
Can you give me the as a civilian? I mean, like you think I'm joking? Like no, it's happening right now. Believe this.
I know all your daughters are going to be walking around
all next week. It's on.
So that's legal, right? So think about this. Yeah, taser's legal. So as a civilian, you get into a situation.
Yeah.
You tase somebody. You're going to leave. You're not going to stay there. And when he wakes up and he's all pissed off because he just got tased, right? So that 30 seconds is for you to get away and escape.
Oh.
For us, the 5 seconds, in that 5 seconds, I can tase you and hopefully effectively put handcuffs on you and get you under control.
Does Montana, or you guys ever have issues with them being lethal though? Because I've seen other things where it's been controversial in certain areas where certain people have been fighting it to get rid of, because they're like, tasers have induced heart attacks or induced, like, I don't know anything deep on that, but I have seen articles on that. I have seen where people have been trying to fight that and get rid of those because
they hurt.
Yeah, probably so. But those are probably the same people who don't want bail, who also don't want, like, I don't know. There you go. There you go, Chuck, right there.
You're such a stud. $1,700.
That's a beast.
Dude, that is a beast. My girls, they're like, what do you get me for Christmas?
But you could get one for 100 or less, I think, too, right?
But that one,
these are the
hey, do you like
civilian models.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, sure.
Or is it too big to pack?
He's trying to get your
it depends on what you want to carry, man. As far as a taser goes, civilian taser goes.
Holy
I know that one in the civilian market is super popular.
That one?
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
I'm just thinking for my daughters.
$399
and it's legal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know, but it's just like anything else. If they've never used it before, are they gonna
my girls could shoot.
If they're gonna use that in that situation though.
Well, even if they shot him, I would be like, shoot and run, whatever, get away.
Yeah.
I like your deal. Get away.
Yeah. But that's what the civilian tasers are for, is to
get away
where ours aren't. So
hopefully they don't run into a Bundy. Dude just ripped him out once. So it's like, That's all you got?
Yeah.
That's
But see,
unreal.
that could have been too if he was wearing like Carhartts and stuff like that. That's I mean, the Carhartts and stuff are going to slow it down to where it might not make a connection. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why. You know,
All that corn he's been eating. He's corn fed.
We've tased
Just
individuals.
badass.
We've had to tase individuals. More
Just
than
big
once.
corn fed dudes like that. You got to watch out for them. That's like what's crazy when arm wrestling. I'm always in the super heavies. I've been down in the heavyweight class, but always doesn't matter. I mean, you got just big monster dudes.
Dude.
And
yeah.
I come in, even at my top, I'm like 265 at, at my fattest or whatever. These dudes are just way big.
So does it?
Wow.
So it goes on weight, not height.
No.
So
it's
you
all
could-
weight.
You could
So-
be 265.8 and you're in the heavyweight with somebody that's 265.64.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't matter. It's all weight classes, and like right now, that's why I'm cheating on the carnivore because I'm trying to cut.
Yeah.
So I blew up just for that super match, and I got pretty.
So is
Pretty big.
it a big leverage game? Like if you're arm wrestling somebody who's like 6'4",
It
6'5"?
is a leverage game. It's a chess match. It's just like how they're gripping, how they're holding. I mean, it's just there's so much technique, and every person is different. So, some guys you could get up and you could feel that they got nothing, right? And you could just like smash them just real fast. You got, you could feel it. Some guys, I mean, I don't know. It's all technique and strength. And then when you get to the elite levels, it depends on how much you're loading. You know what I mean? Because these
I
guys are
have no
coming
idea
in,
what loading means.
meaning they're coming in hot with, they're
Doing
juicing.
some type of steroids.
Yeah, they're really getting.
Is like testing pretty. I mean, you got to test and everything.
We have one outfit that just tested a match this a month ago or a couple months ago, and they both came back totally clean and legit.
Mhm.
So there is natural guys, and then there's guys that are the elite, like the biggest, the best in the world. You know what I mean? They're supplementing.
When's your next match?
This Saturday.
This Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm going to Foresight, and whoever's there, I'm going to rip your arm off. So believe that.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going, but Foresight's it's not like it's a big place or anything,
Right.
but it'll be fun.
Oh man, that
It'll
one
be
in Great
cool.
Falls was a blast.
Yeah,
it was
Great Falls.
intense.
Hey, he's really Josh is a really good guy. He's really stepped up, really promoting hardcore up there, getting some big matches. It's really been changing. He's been really taking it to a different level.
Do they do any in Billings?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Really?
Yeah. So did you?
Can we go to the next one in Billings?
Yeah.
Yeah, when's the next one in Billings?
I don't know. My wife's got all the dates, but there's one in Forsyth. There's gonna be one in Billings, and I do the whatchamacallit games and all that.
Oh, the state games.
State games. We do all those, and then there's a couple events. Did you ever know Bob Kolschel?
Mm-mm.
He's an arm wrestler that passed away a few years ago, and we always have an event for him. But there's a few events in Billings, so it'll be pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are these like turnouts in Billings? Pretty big or like?
Yeah,
Great Falls
they're
or-
pretty good. And then there's some good guys that are traveling coming here. Back in the day, I was traveling a lot. I mean, I was going all over back then. I was traveling everywhere. Vegas, California. I was going all the time. I had a pretty cool sponsors that was flying me there. So I just didn't know that it was frequent flyer miles, but I was just like so blown away because they were like full sponsor me and I was flying everywhere. And I'm like, dude, man, you're spending a lot of money on me. I'm thinking, right. He's like, yeah, your last ticket was $17. I'm like, $17? He owned the car lot. So
Wow.
Oh,
So he had a ton of miles to burn.
ton of miles, and he let me fly everywhere. And I'd fly to Florida thinking I'm like show up and it's like it's like $250. Who would spend,
yeah.
$2,000 or whatever to go to win $250?
Yeah.
But it's like that, you know what I mean?
Did that like have people being like, wow, this guy flew in from all the way across the country? Did
Yeah,
that have
I mean-
people talking?
I mean, I came into this game kind of crazy because I had no idea what was going. Ate humble pie. Then I thought everybody was like, it's just different camaraderie. Everyone in arm wrestling, that's what's so amazing about the sport. I could text, I could put a post out and be like, I'm landing in Alabama. Everybody in Alabama would be like, hey, we're going to come pick you up. You could stay at our house. It's like, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And even when you're going to fight the guy, I qualified him. But anyway, at that time before the match, you know, I'm cool before the match. I'm cool a little bit, but right before we start, and I even tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm bringing it, and they're all cool about it. And then once it's over with, we're like best buddies. You know what I mean? Like best. I mean, it's crazy. It's no other sports like that. No fighting, no boxing, so arm wrestling is really a family. It's awesome. I love it.
Wow.
And I love everybody in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, we'll have to go to one of your matches up here when your next one's coming to Billings. You got to let us know, and we'll try to stay tuned in.
Hey, make sure we'll keep everybody. We'll have a group chat deal thing.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
That'd be fun
for sure.
You got to come.
I'd love to.
And Steve's gonna be there, and all those guys. It'll be.
I'm sure my old man would go.
Oh yeah, 100%
be there.
Yeah,
so, that's because he actually remodeled my uncle's house last summer, a couple summers ago. Steve did. Yeah,
cool.
I think he bought one of my grandpa's cars when my grandpa passed away. Steve didn't just refinished it.
What car?
Is it the 56 Buick?
Oh, he got the 56.
I think so.
Yeah,
and what from my grandpa?
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't get it? You weren't in the car?
Or is it 30? There's the Ford. It was the maroon Ford.
Okay.
The coupe. He got the coupe. No, I think we still have the Buick because Clay and I wanted the Buick. I don't know if it's still there or not.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And your brother's?
My brother's a cop too. And he works here with me.
Dude, that is like cool. And so how old are you?
43.
Nice. And your brother?
40. He'll be 41 this
year.
So
you're older?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 3.
Nice.
So
that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys look alike?
Yeah.
Really?
He's taller than me. I'm stronger than he is. He's faster than me though. So we work out together at the gym. And
what gym do you go to?
We own a gym here in town.
You own a gym?
Yeah, I'm part owner of one of the gyms here in town.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Stillwater Athletic Co-op.
That's cool.
It used to be a CrossFit gym, but now we're not affiliated with CrossFit anymore. It's just a high intensity functional fitness gym, and then we have a bunch of cardio equipment and dumbbells and stuff like that. But
sweet,
we have like 50-60 members.
Good job.
They're over there hitting it hard, man. They're right across the street from where my food trailer was there.
Oh yeah.
And I'd see these guys out there flipping huge tires down the road, or just like, I don't know.
That's totally
They got a big roll-up door that's open sometimes when the weather's good, and they're over there hitting it hard. And I'd be like, I'm in there eating another cheeseburger, and Cole's like running by all sweaty, and I'm just like, well, I'm a loser.
Hey, you know what? When I was pouring concrete my whole life, I was never a gym guy, and never been a gym guy just at all. It was always just troweling concrete. I would do videos of me troweling concrete. You know what I mean? I'm troweling concrete, and I'm just talking crazy shit to everybody, whoever I'm going to arm wrestle next. You know what I mean? I go, this is what I do. You know what I mean? I trowel concrete like, Cinderella. I'm over here scrubbing the floor. You know what I mean? That's how I got my strength. But my buddy has a gym in right there in Laurel, that little Smooth Gains.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy Camden, he's training me. So he's awesome.
Yeah. No, we've had the gym since, gosh, when did we become the co-op? Probably 8 years ago now.
Good job.
And so there's like 14 of us that pitched in to have this co-op, and we're in there every day. I have to. It's one of my outlets. I have to go work out every day. And I'm sick right now, so I haven't worked out in a week, and it's killing me.
All you got to do is get some squeeze cheese ivermectin and just shoot it in your mouth, and you'll be good. I
took ivermectin.
So why didn't you just do it
Sunday?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did it help?
I think so. I mean, I never had a fever or anything like that. I have a pretty bad cough. But
I just saw that 11 states have got a bill forward to make it over the counter.
Well, it is over the counter. Just go to the feed store.
Just go to Tractor Supply.
Go to Tractor Supply.
Right.
My wife, she's just on this massive kick. I mean, I don't even know because she buys so much stuff, but I bet you I got probably 40 tubes of it. I'm not joking.
No, I don't.
And then I got a buddy that got, when he got COVID,
I don't doubt
he was
it.
like on death row. Like literally, he thought he was going to die. And he took a tube of that stuff and put it on a cracker. And it tastes like shit. But anyway, he did a whole bunch of that. And he said, I swear to God, Chuck, next day he was good. And he calls me up. He's like, listen to me, you got to get a whole bunch of ivermectin and do it. And then
I saw a guy recently, a reputable doctor. A reputable doctor said it's actually much safer for you than Tylenol.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to help. I think it helps other things. My wife's been going off
all kinds of things. Yeah.
Good.
I've seen all
kinds of stuff. I took
Parasites.
ivermectin on Saturday. And,
good job, buddy.
took a shot of it and just held it under my tongue for a while and then swallowed it. And
So you
no
might-
fevers or anything like that.
So you might have. You got one of those little breathing things. It's like
No.
a. God, my wife's got
like a CPAP.
No, not that one.
Oh, no, I can breathe just fine.
No, but I'm just. You've been coughing.
Yeah.
But this little thing, I forgot the name of it. I'll send you a text of it. But anyway, my father-in-law, he's got really bad lungs, and it's really, really bad.
Mhm.
But he does these treatments like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it's flawless for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what you need.
Yeah. Ivermectin and then
Yeah,
lots of water and
good.
a little bit of rose hip and call it a day. I hate going to the doctor.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm not a doctor guy. I'm not a hospital guy.
Well, it's not like they're really helping.
So,
You know what I mean?
No, they're money makers.
Exactly.
Yeah, less and less. You know what? It seems like ever since COVID, man, I just lost so much faith in so many of them.
Yeah.
And how long, like everybody was wearing the masks at the hospital, like when nobody else is wearing a mask anymore, and they go home, and all those people go home and go to a store, and they aren't wearing a mask. But like all the stuff they just went by just because it was the rules, and it just so many things just weren't common sense. I just really was like, what are we doing? We put so much weight on what these people do and say, and for what? Like
Yeah.
that's when it really like.
What's
I think
bad
a lot
is we
of
were
people-
sheep. I didn't do it. I was just straight. I was like walk right in the store. I didn't have no mask on. I don't even care. I was brutal
Yeah,
because I'm against it. Then that guy had a video
I got
with
a
his
guy
daughter.
chasing us around Lowe's. No,
Really?
Home Depot.
Home Depot. You
Home
told me that
Depot.
story.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
hot. Oh yeah, I was hot.
He's like, "Excuse me, sir."
Yeah.
I turn around, look at him. I'm like, "Buddy, you better leave me alone, brother."
Yeah.
Like I would straight up tell him. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, this is."
He's like, well, I'm gonna have to go get a manager. I said,
I
I
was
guess you're gonna have
I think
to.
you're gonna have to, buddy.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
As they pull their mask down to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
Oh,
had
anyway, keep going.
they had this guy take his daughter to the court. Did you ever see that one?
Uh-uh.
He's standing there, and he's got his daughter, and he's a miner. You know, he's in the mine, and they have this beeper deal. I don't know how it worked, or whatever. But supposedly he put that right up to his daughter with her mask on, and the alarm started going off because she wasn't getting enough oxygen, and it just proved it right. And proved it right to the court system, and said straight up that, hey, we're not wearing this, and this is not safe. It's not good for you to suck your own. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for
No,
you.
no,
I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't do it.
no.
I'm never going to do any of that stuff. I didn't take the shot. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I'm
I
totally
didn't either.
against
I
it.
I didn't either. We didn't either.
Well, that's good. At least we're all on the same team.
Oh yeah. And isn't it wild though that it came down to teams?
It
Well,
did.
It did. It came down to teams, and I was just like, like,
It is what it is.
yeah,
And I hate that. And what sucks, what's so horrible about all of it, it's so divided. And it bothers me because I'm thinking, there's no way people are this stupid. And they are. And it's literally, and when they say 50-50, it's like 83% us. Those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
gotta be. But
people get afraid, and it's amazing to me how much you see it now. Still, it's they buy it. I think because they just got afraid. And so many people got afraid, and there was when it first started happening. It's a little nerve wracking when you're kind of like, really? They're saying like, this many percentages, we're going to have this loss of life in the county, or, we have this or
Right.
that, or they were throwing around big numbers. And you're kind of like, at first you're like, what's it really going to do to people? It hasn't even really started spreading, but it's starting to now. It could be a little nerve wracking, but there was people that got really, really
massively sick. And as soon as they put them on the ventilator,
Yeah.
done.
right.
They
And
were over
oh,
with.
those ventilators.
As soon as you
killed-
go to oh, you got on the ventilator? Oh, you died? I didn't think so. I mean, the ventilator is not a good sign.
no, and
If they say ventilator, you say no.
yeah.
I mean, somebody getting bad.
But at
shape.
first we all kind of didn't really know, but then but at the same time, you kind of have to make a decision. Like, how are you going to go out? Like, I'm like, I just don't know. These people don't have a history of being trustworthy. Our government doesn't have a history of being trustworthy. So I don't know what they've been up to or done or not, whatever, but I just know that I could sit here and list off right now known things that they were not honest about. Okay. So anyway, so that is where I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go out, I'm not going to go out trusting these people because they can't be trusted. So I'm going to go out on my own,
yeah.
and
And you got Bill Gates up there on YouTube sitting there straight up. He's like, man, we're trying to depopulate the world.
exactly.
And we're trying
They're
to
telling you,
vaccinate. I
right.
mean, he's flat out telling you. I mean, if you don't,
But you got a bunch of people that are like, they're so afraid of it that they'll, whatever, if anybody's going to act like they're in charge and you tell me what to do, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
How many people did you see in those on parks where they're in like those circles? You know,
or the different
or the bubbles.
numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers, like you got to stand there. I didn't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I was totally against it.
Yeah.
Sir, you need to stand. I ain't standing there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm standing right here. You need to
Or
settle down.
people that
buddy.
were investing in those little personal bubbles and they're on a plane and they got this big plastic bubble they're sitting in. And I'm like,
or they're in the car.
yeah.
They're in their car. They got the mask on and they're down the road. I'm just thinking, is this shit happening?
Yeah.
I mean,
How
what's
many
going
people
on?
they were that afraid though that
No.
they bought into that so hard.
Weak.
Oh my gosh. And we always sit here and say, I'm not trying to bag on law enforcement, but we always sit here and say our cops or our people won't turn on us or they won't whatever. You saw lots of examples of guys who are just like, I'm doing what I'm told. I got to get a paycheck. So they're following some lady home who's just like took her baby stroller out and then they're coming to her house to, arrest her for not, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the guys that are like waiting on the beach for that surfer to come in.
Yeah.
You know, or the one where there was a jogger on the beach and there's literally a cop trying to run him down there's nobody around him for miles and they're running a guy down who's by himself out on the beach doing what is one of the best things for you in that case of that pandemic, which was be healthy, get exercise,
get out in the sun,
get vitamin D.
Yeah.
And they're chasing him down to put him in handcuffs, so there were people that were like, they're like the brown shirts. They're like, I'll just do what I'm told. I got to have a job.
Hey, do you think that on a real note, though, just straight up, so just I could suck air, the cops are never going to turn. You guys are never. It's never going to turn on something crazy.
I didn't see anybody here in this county. I was really
I know
pleased.
that, but I'm just saying. I always worry about because here's the thing. In some states, and let's say California, all these other things, I could see this happening. All the police going crazy. I worry about that.
I don't think.
I mean, it's not saying I worry about it. Me, I'm legit,
right. No,
but I'm just saying. I just pray that we never. I always support.
It's a human nature thing. It's possible.
Yeah,
and it's possible.
I think it's honestly. I mean, I would think it's like any other career field. You're gonna have your yes men that are gonna do whatever they're told, regardless if it's right or not.
Right.
You're gonna have your ones that are. I need a paycheck. I don't agree with this, but I need a paycheck to feed my family.
I know.
So I'm gonna hate it, but I'm gonna do it. And
then
then
make sure you call me. I'm telling you, if shit comes down and anything comes crazy, you're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm not a part of this. We're still brothers. You're safe. Everything's cool. Make sure of it."
And then you have your ones that are like me. That if there's something that's unconstitutional, it ain't happening.
And I see that a lot in our guys around here.
And I think out here in this area, I'm saying Montana, Wyoming,
right?
Idaho,
exactly.
North and South Dakota,
exactly.
I think you would see a lot of that.
I think in the more rural areas where you're more accountable to like you say, you got to run into people at the store.
Or more common sense. So like, let's get real.
Yeah, for sure. As most people living in the country tend to be.
I mean, I've met law enforcement officers from, I won't say exactly where, not around here.
I got you.
But they are super anti-gun and they carry a gun for work, but
they're anti-gun.
But it's like the guy that
the rest of the population should never have one.
Yeah. It's like that guy just
own one. They should be illegal. And that just doesn't make sense.
It's like wild.
To me.
Like, dude, what constitution did you swear an oath to? That's so wild. So, and then, but even, I can't remember, it was just even a few years ago, there was a guy, the head guy of the ATF is, doesn't believe anybody should have guns. They put these guys into power that are like, wait, you've been a career law enforcement guy, really? And now you just got put in this top job and you don't think you're like putting up with it because you have to, but you're looking for every way that you can twist a little policy to make things illegal. Yeah. So it happens.
And there's those just like any other career field. There's those people that are going to get a little taste of that power if something like that were to happen.
Yes.
And they're going to run wild.
Oh yeah, run wild big time.
Yeah.
Run wild with it. So
it's just do it because I told you so. Yeah.
Funny deal. I had my concealed carry, right? And I didn't know it expired. So I was trying to go buy a gun, right? So I was like thinking I was all badass. And I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy that right there. I give him it's expired. I'm like, expired? I'm like, I thought this was a permanent sticker. I thought it was a permanent deal. I honestly thought it was permanent.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Anyway, so I went and got, even though we don't have to have one, I still went down and got mine redone. And so, I always carry, always have it.
Yeah.
I would rather fight. I mean, if it came down to it, I mean, I'm more hand-to-hand combat. I'm just like, I can't believe this guy's going to do this. If I had to defend myself, I would do it that way. But I feel like in,
You don't know if
stores.
somebody's just going to start popping off,
Well, if so,
across
I'll
the
be
way.
just for the record.
Yeah.
I would, if that was going to happen, I would be ready.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're safe and you're protected, I feel like it's a safe thing. You should do that. My wife's
Mine does.
my wife carries so much. I mean, one time when I first met her, she had 2 guns in her purse one time when we first got together. And I was like, it was so
the one.
Oh,
I
she's the one. But anyway, she ends up pulling out one of her guns, and then she's like, oh, and she sets it down. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she pulls out another one. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
dude,
what's
she was showing
I was
you.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? I go, man, you're such a badass. And then I find out she's like some black belt and karate. She doesn't look it, but she will freaking, I could just, I mean, if I really wanted to, I'd be like, honey,
You
just
take him.
kick his ass. I mean, it would be, I mean, my wife would just destroy him. And then if anybody messed with one time I gotta say this is funny. We fly to, I think we're in Utah. Yeah. Salt Lake City. I couldn't bring in my stuff on the plane or anything. I know there's ways to do it, but I just don't know yet. But anyway, so we both aren't carrying, right?
Yeah.
And we get out of the car, we're going to Walmart. It was Salt Lake City, downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible area, right?
Right.
And my wife's walking and she's like, she's got this pin and she's clicking it. And I try and look at it, I go, what's going on? And she's like clicking this pin. She's like, oh no, I mean, if anything happens, and she's down here, where she's gonna take somebody out. I was like,
Yeah.
I go, you got this, honey. We got this.
Oh, yeah.
She'll just like stuff it right in somebody's eyeball. I mean,
Yeah.
I know she would.
Yeah.
She would.
I know.
Oh, thank God.
That's awesome that she's staying alert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's
and
alert.
she's not going to be a victim.
No, she's not going to be a victim. I mean, if something happened crazy, my woman would take it to a whole different level.
And I look at it like it may not be something that's even happening to you, but if you have the ability and the skill level to operate that safely and to handle that safely, like I feel like you kind of have a duty to your fellow citizens, community members who maybe don't, who whatever. Like you could save somebody's life
100%.
until somebody else who's paid to get there and do that. You kind of like if you're whatever, I'm missing the word, but somebody who's able to do that.
Yeah.
You should have a duty. Like you have a duty to take care of yourself and your family
and anybody
and your
else.
community around you.
Anybody,
So
and I believe that. I don't
Yeah.
have a badge, but I believe that 110%. I mean, in our church, I mean, there's probably a good 20 of us guys always are back.
and you see that
and
is,
I'm like, seriously, that's kind of the joke. They're like, Chuck, you're sitting in the front, so we have to have a gun safety meeting. You know what I mean? They're like, you're in the second row, and you're like, we don't want you to just turn around, just popping, everything on. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And they know that I would, though. They know I would.
and you're like, hey, we have sectors of fire up here. I have row 2 to the front. What do you got?
I'm like, it's serious. We all talk about
Yeah.
it, but I mean, I think it's funny.
Yeah, but you saw like that. It happened in that church in Texas just a few years ago.
Yeah, but know what? Guess what? There wasn't anybody. That's the sad part. That's the part that bothered me.
Mhm.
There's nobody in the church that had a gun.
No, in this case there was.
Was there?
In the
There
Tex- in one of the Texas ones.
There was an older guy.
Okay,
in,
older guy.
yeah,
Okay, they're different.
the
It's
guy
happened
pulled
so
a
many
gun
times.
out, and he had a trench coat. He came in and sat down. This guy and another guy were keeping their eye on him, and the guy literally just stood up and went to do the deal, and the guy just took him out so quickly. It was this older retired guy,
Good.
and so it does happen. I'm just saying, like
There was
that's
some other
good.
crazy
Oh,
stories.
there's
some
tons
other
of them.
ones.
There's been other stories that there was nobody.
Oh yeah, no, and there's one in the Carolinas years ago where the guy, went in there and shot up and killed a whole bunch of people in church.
Yeah.
It happens. There's tons of those. So I'm glad to hear that there's people like you that are taking care of things at church, because there's
100%.
crazies, and you just never know when they're going to show up.
And you never know what is going on because
No.
the people of this world. I mean, they just lose their mind. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, people just become
So
irrational.
I feel like it's safe to always carry, always.
yeah.
Like it's the best thing. I think.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm glad you do.
I do. I haven't.
So what do you like to carry? What's your-
So I'm an XD guy.
So I have the same thing.
Yeah, I'm a big XD guy, but I do carry a Glock now.
Yeah.
because I carry one for work,
Yeah.
and so I don't want to have 2 different types of muscle memory.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were an
So-
XD guy. That's funny. So I bought my first was a XD, a 45 back in like 2003.
My XC45 was one of my favorite guns. Now my dad. So I had it, ended up giving it to a buddy of mine that's a salesman for concrete back in Seattle. It was my favorite gun. And I ended up giving it to him as a gift. And so the whole time I was always like, God, I should have never got rid of that gun because I loved it so much. And then my dad had his 45. He's like, yeah, my XD45 is, you know, I got laser on it and everything. And I'm like, you got an XD45? He's like, yeah. I'm like, Dad, you can't shoot it. And he's like, well, I know I'm having problems. I go, I know. Why don't you just sell it to me? And I ended up buying his. So I bought it. So
that's
I got
so
it back.
funny because like my nephew years ago, I was talking to him, and he was gonna go be a police officer in and he started like at the junior like cadet program before he could turn 21. He was in their program, and then when he turned 21, he's now been a cop in Vegas now for like 20 years or something like that. I mean, yeah, like I was talking to him the other day. Anyway, but funny thing, when he went to go be a cop, you know, and everything, he was asking me, he's like, what do you like? I love this XD. I told him all about it, you know, whatever. So he went and bought Springfield XD 45, just like mine. And then he went and he found out that everybody's carrying Glocks, you know, but then he kind of like, he just stuck with it, and everybody knew that he had an XD, and it was just a thing that they knew he was an XD guy, and everybody else was a Glock guy. He's carried that XD his whole career now. And that's just been his gun. He took his stand on that XD, and he loves that gun, and he does good with it, you know, yada, yada. Anyway, it's just funny how you'll say, I'm an XD guy. And then you're like, yeah, that's a thing. There's this guy, there's this guy.
Yeah.
It's funny.
No, I've been an XD guy for, ever since I started law enforcement. And then when I shot competition, I have an XD9 competition that I shoot when I do competition that I still shoot with. But the department, when they started buying our firearms, we, you know, and it makes sense that we all carry the same.
So what do you, 43X?
Yeah.
That's what you carry?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I carry.
And
that's what I have on right now.
Yeah.
That 43X.
I have a 43X.
For off-duty stuff.
Is this a good?
Yeah.
I'm usually wearing it in the studio. It's in the other room, but
good.
I trust you guys. So I left it in the other room.
I trust you, but I'm
just kidding.
I'm the farthest from the door, so it doesn't make sense.
He's got an eye on my back.
Hey, I got you guys. I got us covered. Settle down.
Yeah,
we're safe.
But yeah, the 43X is what I carry off duty.
Yeah, that's that's what I've been carrying. But my father-in-law is so funny because he's like Glock everything, and he's like, you know what? And he's, you know, my dad's like 81, and he's like, take a Glock, stick it in the mud, and I can shoot it. It's always going to fire. It's never going to misfire. And I'm like, okay, Dad. So I've got the 10. I got over the 40. I got them all. You know what I mean? So and then he did all those. I like those lasers that are inside. You know how you push the button?
Like the Crimson Trace?
The one that's inside, right underneath
in the grip?
No, not in the grip. It's
around the trigger guard?
Only Glock has them. So it's you just push the button on the side.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
So here's the hole underneath, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'm not really smart about it. I could shoot.
I think Crimson Trace makes them.
I mean, I don't know everything about guns, but I could shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I got nothing but respect, man. I'm the same way.
Hey, I love going.
I don't know the names of everything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love guns. Got issues.
No. Oh man, no. That's kind of like my family's little, like, we're not pro anything about anything. I mean, we don't go hard and everything, but you know, we get together every 2 years for a family reunion. We all head out, and I got targets stashed out on somewhere, and we'd sit up there and go hit steel targets with all of our. Everybody drags their stuff out. It's just a fun family thing to go do. So yeah,
that's what's on your 43X.
There it is.
Oh no. So Glock, there's a late. Oh God, I gotta look it up. But I wish I could get out of my seat, but so here's the hole. It's right underneath, and the laser's on the inside. It's not like that. What you think? Oh. I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's probably up
only
there.
Glock makes them. Nope, only Glock makes them. There it is. There it is, right there. That one right there. Laser Max.
Oh,
red laser sight Glock 43. That's what I got.
Okay.
Huh.
Now you know.
Now I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Do you like those?
I'm still.
You're a sight guy.
I'm a sight guy.
Yeah,
I have good enough eyesight.
I know. It's all sights.
I do like the RMR though. The red dots.
Yeah.
On pistols, it makes target acquisition so much quicker. A lot of times, especially in low light.
Yeah.
So
we have to go shooting too. That's gonna be cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
We should do that.
Yeah. Dude. Hey, I've had fun tonight. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We've been all over the place.
I knew we were going to be.
Oh, I know.
I didn't even know what was going to go down.
I know,
I was
Chuck,
like
yeah.
asking, I was like, hey, what are you guys going to talk about? Like, this is like too
I'm
much.
like, Chuck, we're just gonna see where it goes.
Okay.
We'll have a conversation.
We had fun.
No,
Heck yes,
it
we
is
did.
fun. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Really nice meeting you, man.
Dude, it was
this
it was
is
a
totally cool.
blast to
I'm
meet you.
seriously, this
Yeah.
is awesome. I mean,
Isn't
and now, hey, just for the record, we're brothers, so I'm going in here. So
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah.
calling you. We'll be hanging out.
Hell
This
yeah.
will be a good deal.
I think it'll be awesome.
Okay,
yeah, it'd
this
be a
is
lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
This is
All right.
awesome. Thank you guys for everything. I
Thanks for
appreciate
coming out, Chuck. It's been too long.
it. I know.
It's been too long.
And you're gonna have to figure out a way to make me a burrito,
We'll do.
and I'm gonna have to get some sauce.
We'll do. We'll make up.
But we're brothers for life.
Yeah. We'll
But
make.
let's get this straight. Make sure that you sell the house and get the big sailboat. And
There'll be room for you.
Okay, because I'm coming. If you go out there,
How tall are you?
6'2". Can
Oh,
you fit me in there?
We can do it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the nice thing about being short. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. We'll make sure you get a big enough boat so you don't have to bend over.
We're gonna arm wrestle. I'm gonna show him.
Bend your head. Okay.
When I'm better.
It's all good.
When I'm better.
You hurt?
Me. I'm
He's
sick.
sick.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm not gonna breathe you. Yeah,
I was telling Cole, I'm like, man, we need to get an arm wrestling table over here in the back because we have a back studio back here where we.
Yeah.
Take
Anyway,
pictures
so I
and
was
stuff.
like, man, we should get one back there.
Arm
We'll-
wrestle.
we'll
next,
have
so
to-
next time when you come out, we can
I'll
get some
bring it.
stuff set
We
up.
talked about because we're trying to figure out things to do for the community. Be like, dude, an arm wrestling.
Well, that's
tournament
fun. That'd
kinda
be
cool.
fun. No,
Yeah,
it is. It
we'll
is fun.
talk.
It is fun. We'll
Is it
have
hard
fun.
to put
We'll
one
talk.
on? Yeah, we'll talk about trying to put one on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Chuck. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in to our live stream. I just got all in the zone over here and I haven't even looked up one time. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in and we'll see you next time. Bye bam.
Peace.
Thank you.